PricePicks.com. Panoramic moonroof massaging leather appointed seats are available features.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
I need new rotors.
When you buy 2 Duralast rotors during our spring sale, you get Duralast brake pads free.
Free?
With the rotors.
Well, that's great. What if I need extra stopping power?
You can upgrade to Duralast Gold pads for just $10.
So Duralast pads are free?
Yep.
And an upgrade is just $10?
That's right. Part of the spring sale at AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
The second half of the basketball season is here, and the race to the playoffs continues on PrizePicks, the best place to cash in on your favorite sports. The app is so simple. Just pick more or less on at least 2 players for a shot to win up to 1,000 times your cash. Download the PrizePicks app today, use the code ROAM, and get $50 in bonus promo funds instantly when you play $5. That's code ROAM on PrizePicks to get $50 in bonus promo funds instantly when you play $5. Win or lose, you'll get $50 in bonus credit just for playing, and it's guaranteed. PrizePicks, run your game. You do have to be present in certain states. Visit PrizePicks.com for restrictions and details.
It was very unsettling for her.
It's important for you to talk to someone about it, to bring the family in on it. I felt so much better after my son told me, Mom, I don't want you to worry or be afraid. I'll be there for you and we'll figure it out.
When something feels different, it could be Alzheimer's. Now is the time to talk. Visit alz.org/ourstories to learn more. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to Madison Square Garden as we get you ready for the Big East Championship game between Creighton and St. John's, the 1 and 2 seeds facing off here tonight for the Big East Championship. Time now for PJ Carlissimo's Keys to the Game, sponsored by Ethos Life. Ethos Life, the easy way to get life insurance in 10 minutes. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Just a few health questions. Get your free quote at checkethos.com, not available in all states. All right, PJ, we're in a situation right now where you've got a Creighton team that, I don't know if I want to say it this way, but they're trying to shock the world because this is a St. John's team that almost looks like they're here for a coronation tonight. About a month ago, Creighton played here. How do they come out with a different result this time?
Well, they got to take better care of the ball, Scott, for sure. They had 34 turnovers in the 2 games they played against St. John's this year, and St. John's got 36 points off turnovers. So, I mean, they just can't do that. You can't beat St. John's if you turn the ball over that much. And secondly, they got to knock down some threes, which, you know, sounds a little crazy because that's what Creighton does well. But 17-8 in the regular season. They were plus 27 in the 2 games against St. John's. If they do that again, particularly Stephen Ashworth, they've got a heck of a chance.
All right, so now you look at the other side. We've seen how St. John's plays. They can't shoot a 3-ball. They struggle sometimes from the line, but as the game wears on, they wear an opponent down. We've watched that again and again. Is that the formula again tonight?
Without question. They've got to win the offensive glass, which they normally do, but Creighton did a pretty good job against it. It was 34-24 in offensive rebounds in the 2 games. That's not bad, 24 offensive rebounds for Creighton. They were still, though, minus 11 in second chance points. I mean, that's where St. John's makes a living with those specialty points. The second thing is to get to the free throw line. You're talking the number 1 team in the entire country, not in the Big East Conference, in the entire country. Fewest fouls committed is Creighton. All you got to do is look at the 2 games. At CHI Center in Omaha, St. John shot 4 for 6 from the free throw line. Here in Madison Square Garden, they shot 17 for 29. If they can get to the free throw line and get Creighton to commit some fouls, they've got an excellent chance.
Well, 1 month ago, Creighton did commit those fouls, 23 of them in all on February the 16th. And this is for a team that's trying to set an NCAA single season record for fewest fouls committed in a year. We'll see how this one bears itself out just a few moments. This has been the Conference Championship Week on Westwood One pregame show, sponsored by BetMGM, the sports book born in Vegas. Download the app today and discover their new look same-game parlay product and more. Please gamble responsibly. Up next, we have the opening tip-off of the Big East Final. You're listening to Conference Championship Week on Westwood One.
I had the worst dream last night. You were in a car crash, and the kids and I were on our own. We had to move out of the house because I couldn't afford it anymore.
Oh, it's awful, hon.
My brother got life insurance from Ethos, and it only took 10 minutes. And he got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day. It's all online, no medical exam. He just answered a few health questions right from his house.
Ethos, here we come.
Visit ethos.com/score. Ethos.com/score.
Sample Rate is a 10-year term life policy for 35-year-old healthy, non-smoking male. Billed monthly.
Something amazing is happening here. Teams are using AI to improve performance. That's because CDW data engineers are unlocking the next era of AI with Intel Core Ultra processors. With the power to run workloads faster, your business has a better shot at success. Intel and CDW. Make amazing happen. Learn more at cdw.com/Intel-client.
Some people just know they can save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first at 888-ALLSTATE or allstate.com. Like you know to check you have gas first before road tripping through the desert.
Empty? Seriously? Maybe I can walk.
Yeah, checking first is smart. So if you want to save money, check Allstate first at 888-ALLSTATE or allstate.com.
Maybe I can't.
You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary. Terms apply. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sink's overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was going to unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
Here inside a darkened Madison Square Garden with the lights reflecting off that signature ceiling. This may not be a home game for St. John's, but it certainly does feel that way as lineups are being introduced. This place has a lot of red in the stands tonight. The Big East final with the St. John's Red Storm, a team that's undefeated in this building this year. 11-0 at Madison Square Garden, going up against the Creighton Blue Jays. Let's take a look at the starting lineups for Creighton at 24-9 on the year. It looks this way. Jason Green, who was marvelous last night. Sophomore out of Omaha, 4.5 points, 3 rebounds, a career high, 19 points last night. He is joined by another guy who was marvelous last night, Jemiah Neal. Senior 6'5", 190 out of Toledo, Ohio. He had 19 points and 5 boards, averaging better than 11.5 per game. Jackson McAndrew, part of the Big East All-Freshman team. 6'10", 220 out of Wayzata, Minnesota. 7.5 points and 4.5 boards per game. And then the two players that we look at more than any other for this Creighton team. Stephen Ashworth, the leader of the point guard. Senior 6', 175, averaging 16.5 points per game out of Alpine, Utah. And Ryan Kalkbrenner, he has more wins, more Big East tournament wins and NCAA wins than any other player in Creighton history. The senior averaging 19.5 points and better than 8.5 boards per game. The head coach is Greg McDermott, now in his 15th season at Creighton, owner of 629 career coaching wins. For the St. John's Red Storm, what a year it's been, 29-4 after their win over Marquette last night. They will start Aaron Scott, senior out of Spring, Texas. The transfer from North Texas, averaging 8.5 points and 4 boards per game. Simeon Welcher, sophomore out of Plainfield, New Jersey, and Roselle Catholic, averaging 8 points per game. Then you've got Kadari Richmond, the graduate transfer from Seton Hall. 6'6", 205 out of Brooklyn, New York. 12.5 points, 6 boards, and 5.5 assists per game. R.J. Lewis Jr. is the player of the year in the Big East this year. 6'7", 215 out of Miami, averaging 18 points and 7 boards. And the most improved player in the Big East and the absolute headline contender for most outstanding player in this tournament right now, Zuby Ejiofor. Junior 6'9", 240 out of Garland, Texas, averaging 14.5 and 8. Last night, 33 points and 9 boards in the semifinal win for St. John's. Their head coach is the Hall of Fame legend Rick Pitino. Second season here with 48 wins, 882 now in his coaching career. The officials for tonight are James Breeding, Matt Potter, and Tony Chiazza. Creighton, the number 2 seed, wearing the away jerseys, the traveling blue with the light blue and silver trim. St. John's in the home white. They have got the red and dark blue trim. Look around you, PJ. This has all the feel of a St. John's home game.
Well, this is the most red we've seen in the building because there's only one other team, obviously. Through the quarterfinals and through the semifinals, you had to divvy up the tickets. Teams always trade out after they lose, but it's all the New York people that gobbled up this ticket. So this is far and away the closest this building has resembled a Red Storm home game throughout this tournament.
And there's the tip, controlled by St. John's. They are going from our right to our left. Red Storm will be deliberate in their offensive sets. They are not going to shoot it well from three as a rule. A pass on the inside from Wilcher, trying to go across the lane to Ejiofor, is picked off. First turnover of the game. Creighton comes back down the other way. Here is Neal, standing right on the Madison Square Garden logo, right side center of the floor. He'll take a familiar spot as he bounces it back to the middle, and then hands off for Green, head of the circle. Shot clock winding down toward 10. Here's Ashworth on the left side. He'll take the dribble around the side of a screen, into the lane, throws through to the far side. Green with 4 on the timer. They go back out to the top again. Ashworth has to shoot it, and they start the game with what would have been a shot clock violation, but St. John's came down with a rebound. They'll let him play.
2 long and very non-productive possessions for each team.
1 minute in, scoreless. Ejiofor, foot on the line, misses on a 20-foot attempt. The rebound, though, comes down to Lewis. He kicks back out to Ejiofor at the foul line. Now into the hands of Aaron Scott. A foul line jumper from him is no good. Rebound down to Ashworth. Creighton in transition. St. John's gets back quickly. Shovel pass to Neal. Neal back behind to Ashworth, and he'll run the offense now, just inside half court. Using a high screen, he'll take it to the left side. Goes up top for Kalkbrenner, who jams it home. That was a pick and roll in a kind of delayed way, and Kalkbrenner was wide open at the rim to jam it through.
High pick and roll. Ashworth and Kalkbrenner run that as well as any duo in college basketball, not just this year, for a long time. And you've got, it's really a nightmare because Kalkbrenner can pick or pop. He's a good perimeter shooter. He's got excellent hands when he rolls to the basket. Ashworth is a threat to shoot it, and he's a very good passer. So it is a nightmare pick and roll to cover.
2-0 lead for Creighton here in the opening moments of the Big East final at Madison Square Garden. Backdoor cut for Lewis underneath on a feed. He's caught under the basket by Kalkbrenner and throws it off the big man's leg over the end line. So St. John's will get an inbound with 14 left on the shot clock.
And Kalkbrenner just, a lot of his defensive possessions that are really effective are not block shots. The shot's never taken because of his presence.
Wilcher catches the inbound. Three-pointer from the right side. No good. Long rebound covered by St. John's. And Richmond down with the basketball. They reverse it to the near side for Lewis. Now at the left elbow. Pulling up from 15. That shot no good. And the rebound ripped down by McAndrew, who had 5 of them last night.
2 offensive rebounds already for the Red Storm.
Into the forecourt. Creighton by 2 with the basketball. It's Ashworth on the right side around a high screen, not once but twice. Now toward the right baseline. With the dribble, kicks to the corner. McAndrew with 3 from the left. It's good. He hit it right in front of the St. John's bench. And a quick 5-0 lead now for Creighton.
And an assist, second assist of the game already for the Big East #1 leader in assists, Stephen Ashworth.
Here's Ejiofor from the foul line. Shot no good. Tip follow won't go for Richmond. St. John's has missed on their first 6 shots from the floor. Sliding it up ahead, they tried to get it to Kalkbrenner. Ejiofor got back and flicked it over the end line. But Creighton will keep it with the inbound, far side baseline, and 24 to shoot.
Typical stat line already. St. John's has twice as many field goal attempts, 6 to only 3 for Creighton, because 3 offensive rebounds already for St. John's.
It is so rare to see a team these days that shoots 30% as a squad from three-point range and is 29-4. And on the inbound, he bounced past to McAndrew, too close to the sideline. That is an unforced error and a turnover for Greg McDermott's team.
Greg McDermott's telling him he should have cut a little closer to the basket. It looked like the pass was a bad pass. It was he took too wide a cut to get open. That's why it got to the sideline.
Johnny's with the basketball now, shooting to our left. Here's Richmond driving, knifing into the lane. Pull-up jumper from 10 is good. Kadari Richmond has been a huge part of what this team has accomplished this year to get St. John's on the board.
And he's always the guy that gets the shot to end the drought or late in the game.
Ashworth taken into the lane with the dribble. Now backs it out again, some 25 feet from the hoop. Around his screen, tries the alley-oop again. Kalkbrenner with the catch, and a foul call on Aaron Scott, who was trying for position. He didn't allow Kalkbrenner the ability to come down from that jump as he backed into him, and he'll pick up the personal.
First personal for Creighton. Great target to throw a lob to. You're talking a 7-footer with excellent hands and a little more athletic than people realize. He can get off the ground.
Inbound from the near side baseline. It comes looping into Kalkbrenner. 5-2, Creighton on top. Kalkbrenner throws far side of the floor for Jemiah Neal. Now Neal. What a big night last night. Fires down to the corner for Green. They get it inside, and an easy two for Kalkbrenner. That's what you're talking about, Coach. Good hands, catching it high. Good footwork for an easy lay-in.
Ryan Kalkbrenner is just an excellent player. A lot of people, I've heard people comment, well, we don't know if he can play in the NBA. That's the same people that said that about Zach Edey last year.
Pass down to the inside, and on a drive to the basket, Creighton takes it away. A steal. Ashworth fires to the corner. Neal thought about a three. Now he'll drive in. On the right elbow, two men on him, and he'll take it back out again to Ashworth for a reset. 16 minutes left to go here in the first half as Ashworth dribbles left side. Leave it back behind for Neal, and a three from the top. It's good. He banked it home. Creighton's out to a 10-2 start, and Rick Pitino's not going to wait for the media timeout.
Jemiah Neal likes Madison Square Garden.
He likes it an awful lot. Timeout on the floor. Sponsored by Rocket. Own the dream. It's Creighton 10, St. John's 2. This is Westwood One's coverage of Conference Championship Week.
Science is not an opinion. People come before pipelines. It's not too late to act on climate. No one is above the law. At Earth Justice, we hold these beliefs to be self-evident. As a national legal nonprofit fighting for your right to a healthy environment, we are 150-plus lawyers representing clients free of charge because now, more than ever, the Earth needs a good lawyer. No one fights more cases on the environment than Earth Justice. And we win because these are fights we cannot lose. We win for scientists so they can serve at the EPA. We win at the Supreme Court because clean water is for everyone. We win against fossil fuel plants so communities can breathe freely. If you believe what we believe, then help us fight the good fight and help us keep winning by going to earthjustice.org today. That's earthjustice.org.
Mom, Dad,
Before you throw out those unused medicines, just think for a minute.
Grandma, Grandpa, all you guys take meds. That's why you gotta dispose of your old pills correctly.
Those pills for your back pain or migraines.
When you throw them in the trash, those medicines can become lethal in the wrong hands.
Our hands. You may be finished with that medicine,
but those pills are making me real popular at school.
my brother James could think they're candy. Our dog loves to get in the garbage, and those meds can make him sick or worse.
So stop. There are better ways to dispose of your unused meds.
There are lots of police stations, local pharmacies, and hospitals that are approved to take in unused meds and dispose of them safely.
Disposal sites are close by.
It's easy, and it's the right thing to do. For us. The ones you love.
To find a medicine disposal site near you, visit www.safe.pharmacy. A public service message from the National Association of Boards of Pharmacy.
10-2 start for Creighton, 15:53 left to go first half. Time now for the Coles fact of the game. These teams only met one other time in the Big East tournament, Creighton and St. John's, and it wasn't even a game. You may remember that one as being halted at halftime. We're talking about the COVID pandemic back in 2020. That game was halted and canceled at halftime, and just a couple of hours later that the NCAA canceled not only the rest of the Big East tournament, but the rest of the NCAA tournament and the season. That's the fact of the game, sponsored by Kohl's. Make this spring a stylish one with on-trend looks for every occasion we shop at Kohl's and Kohl's.com, where families come first. I remember that day, PJ, and sitting back and thinking, I don't know that they should even bother trying to play this game. They played a half, and that was that.
We were out in Las Vegas getting ready to go to the broadcast the Pac-12 tournament games and watching the different sites in the East. And we knew it wasn't going to last. It wasn't meant to be. How about Creighton? 3 different players have scored already, and Stephen Ashworth has 3 assists.
Back to play now. St. John's with the basketball, down by a 10-2 score. They're 1 for 7 from the floor. Jumper on the way, and a brick falls for Simeon Wilcher. Hit the back of the rim, deadened, and just trickled through. That makes it a 10-4 ball game. Full court pressure now from the Red Storm.
Right on top of the rim.
Here's Ashworth. Kick to the corner. That's McAndrew. Back to Ashworth, left side. And he'll dribble back toward the top. Into the hands of Neal. 19 points in 2 different games at Madison Square Garden this year. And there he goes again. Right elbow jumper is good. He's got 5.
He's got a leg up on another 19.
Sadiku Ibinayo now in the ball game. He'll try a jumper from the top and nails a three-pointer. He comes in and provides a little bit of offense. 10 for 26 from three-point range on the year before that shot. It gets the Johnnies back within 5.
Sadiku fasting for Ramadan and just a little bit of liquid, the IV, when it's not dark out.
That is just not an easy thing to do when you're playing back-to-back days.
You're not kidding.
Neal fires to McAndrew. Right side corner jumper from 3 is good. Caught the back iron, went 2 feet in the air and fell through in these friendly rims at Madison Square Garden.
Boy, I'll tell you, you are 100% right. 6 for 7 start for the Blue Jays.
15-7, the Creighton lead. Ejiofor holding up on top. Hasn't been a factor yet. Steps into the lane, a little teardrop. No good over the top of Kalkbrenner. And the rebound comes down to Jemiah Neal.
Well, Ryan Kalkbrenner never came out on Zuby. I mean, he didn't leave the restricted area.
And now a dribble off the foot, it appears, of Jemiah Neal. It's going back the other way. Another unforced error for Creighton.
He looked over to his coach looking for some sympathy. And Greg McDermott mimed like to pass the ball. Stop trying to dribble it. Pass it.
As we said, Creighton 34 turnovers in its 2 regular season meetings with St. John's. That led to 36 Johnny points. Ejiofor holding up on top, looking for a cutter. Now finds the back door. Richmond, nothing there for him. Dribbles back into the lane. Bounce pass down low, and Ejiofor gets his first 2.
Yeah, Kalkbrenner went to help on the first cut, and there was nobody there to stop Ejiofor.
15-9, Creighton on top. 13:35 left to go here first half. It's Ashworth, shake and bake dribble as he takes it to the foul line. Now left of the lane, kicks back out. Tries the freshman McAndrew, and now he'll dump it down low. Kalkbrenner had it poked away, but McAndrew got it back and lays it home.
Well, what a nice pass McAndrew made. Kalkbrenner actually fumbled the pass and ended up back with McAndrew.
Creighton has hit 7 in a row, and now Kalkbrenner jumps out and blocks a 12-footer. Here's Neal back the other way, missing on the dunk, but he is fouled. Kalkbrenner stepped out on Wilcher and blocked a 12-foot shot with that long arm, and that started the Blue Jays back the other way.
Yeah, Simeon Wilcher was not about to let him dunk. Little different scenario than the dunk at the end of the game last night. This one mattered. It was a good play by Jemiah Neal.
Jemiah Neal last night, for those unaware, went for a dunk after UConn had called off the Dogs, and not only did he dunk it, he put some mustard on it as he misses the first. Scott Gray and PJ Carlissimo here at our Grainger broadcast position in Madison Square Garden. Gaining a winning edge for your business with Grainger. You'll find supplies and solutions for every industry when you call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. That, of course, led to a confrontation with Hassan Diarra, led to technical fouls, a lot of hurt feelings, and an apology by Neal after the game, who just missed the second free throw.
He's a 61% foul shooter, Scott. That really surprised me. He's got such a good stroke. It's 61%. He did handle the post game well. He apologized. He said he knew he had made a mistake. Got caught up in the emotion of the game. But I liked what Hassan Diarra did.
So here's St. John's back in the offensive side, trailing it by 8. Up on top, once again, Ejiofor, they're playing way off him.
I'm shocked.
Get it to Davon Smith. Smith tries a wraparound pass, gets it to Ejiofor, can't hit it, an air ball, but Ibinayo comes down with the ball and then tries to throw it off a Creighton player for a turnover or to knock it over the end line, and Creighton catches the ball. So here come the Blue Jays. Did it take me long enough to describe that? Here's Neal.
It was an offensive rebound and a turnover within about a second of each other.
Ashworth, skip pass, far side. The freshman wants a 3, and McAndrew misses. Weak side rebound down for Ibinayo, and St. John's back in the offensive end. Lewis has been quiet so far, pulls the string and misses from the foul line, and now Creighton mishandling the outlet pass, but they keep it alive. And McAndrew has the ball knocked away from him on his way to the basket. There's going to be a foul call on St. John's. Kalkbrenner dumped it off and got it to Zugic, who dropped the basketball, then fell to the ground. This was serious bring on the dancing bear stuff. Then the ball slid forward. Ultimately, Creighton's going to the free throw line.
Yeah, Zugic kind of threw a little chest pass up in the air, and I didn't know if Stephen Ashworth was going to get across the half-court line before he caught it, but he did. It turned out to be a good break. It will be an inbound, not a shooting foul, which is a good call by the officials because Creighton didn't have possession to shoot it. Wow. Now 2 more bodies hit the ground on the inbound, and we're going to get a foul call. No, he called 5 seconds. It should have been a foul call. It was 2 fouls. They just held up the cutters. It was not called, and it's going to go as a turnover against Creighton. That's a missed foul call. Well, on the turnover, here comes St. John's back down with the basketball. 17-9, Creighton on top, 8 minutes in. Ejiofor, hands for Smith. Driving right side of the lane. On the run, he banks it home. Guess who's not in the game, and all of a sudden they take the ball right to the rim for a layup. Yep. Kalkbrenner's sitting. Frederick King is in. Here's Ashworth now with the dribble alive. Maybe an opportunity to get Kalkbrenner a little bit of rest before immediate timeout because he has played a lot of basketball the last 2 nights. Working along the outside. Neal trying to find a cutter. Now lost the basketball. Up on top to Zugic. He's got to get going. And he gets knocked to the ground. He's holding his ankle down on the floor. And while all this is happening, he is called for traveling. And it's going back the other way. He's in a lot of pain, Scott. He didn't just roll that. He's in some pretty serious pain right there. Yeah, he is twisting around on the ground. The trainer, Ben McNair, is working on him, but I hope it's not as serious as it originally looks. Oh, I see what happened. He planted his foot as he was making a jab step with the drive, and it ran into Scott's leg, and it just rolled, and that could end up being something bad. We're not going to speculate. Brings us to a timeout on the floor, though, with 11:23 left to go first half. Creighton 17, St. John's 11. You're listening to Conference Championship Week on Westwood One.
It's March matchup season at BetMGM. Ready to shoot your shot? Lock in your picks for this year's tournament with the sportsbook born in Vegas. Being on the sidelines is one thing. This March, get into the game with exciting state-of-the-art live tracking technology, exclusive sportsbook selections, and so much more. Check out BetMGM Originals for dozens of markets you won't find anywhere else. Take a shot at our exciting free-to-play games for your chance at scoring odds boost tokens, bonus bets, and many other prizes. Plus, new players can score up to $1,500 in bonus bets if their first bet loses. From the big dogs to the underdogs, March matchups at BetMGM is a player's best friend. Sign up to catch the excitement and experience college hoops like never before with BetMGM. BetMGM and GameSense reminds you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 years of age and older. Colorado only. First bet offers for new customers only. All other promotions for existing customers. Subject to eligibility requirements and rewards may vary. Gambling problem? Call or text 1-800-GAMBLER.
With Marriott Bonvoy, take your game day rituals on the road. No matter how you show your team spirit, find a stay for your style when you explore our entire world of hotel brands and experiences. Marriott Bonvoy has a brand for every kind of fan. Marriott Bonvoy, official hotel partner of the NCAA. Explore more at marriottbonvoy.com/NCAA.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Westwood One, your home for NCAA March Madness. Along with PJ Carlissimo, I'm Scott Graham. You're listening to Conference Championship Week on Westwood One, presented by Progressive Insurance. You can save big when you bundle your auto, home, motorcycle, RV, or boat. Visit Progressive.com. 11:23 to go first half. Creighton on top of St. John's for the Big East Championship. 17-11 the score. And as we went away, Fedor Zugic went down onto the floor. He walked off under his own power, well, with assistance really, and not able to put any weight down on his right foot as he left the floor. That's not a good look in terms of his return anytime soon.
And Fedor Zugic has played very well. He's given Creighton good minutes off the bench. Blue Jays shooting the ball really well. 7 for 9, 78%. And 3 for 5 from 3. But they have 4 turnovers already. We talked about that. 34 in the first 2 games. They got 4. St. John's not doing much better. They've got 3 turnovers, and they're shooting it poorly. 5 for 15 to start. Stephen Ashworth's only taken 1 shot. That was had a heave at the first possession with the 30-second clock about to expire.
Well, Ashworth has had his struggles here in this building over the course of this tournament, including his game on Thursday night in which he couldn't throw the ball into the Hudson River until he hit the 3-pointer that forced the first overtime. Back to play now. Wilcher, left side of the lane, pull-up jumper, no good, and the rebound down into the hands of Jason Green.
Good look, really good screen set by Zuby Ejiofor.
Johnnies are shooting very poorly here early. Ashworth up on top, lost the handle on the dribble, and now it is saved down in the corner by Isaac Trout. Trout dumping it down onto the block, and you're going to get a foul call on that entry pass. And the foul is going to be on R.J. Lewis. He was trying to jump ahead and put that ball away.
Yeah, James Breeding caught him with kind of wrapped his arm around the defender. He was playing half around on the top side, which was good, but he had that backhand on him, and that prevented the offensive player from catching the ball.
Think every pass interference call that you've ever seen in the NFL. On the inbound, Ashworth catch and shoot from the right side, missed on the 3, and Lewis down with the rebound for St. John's.
Really good look.
Johnny's into the forecourt. Lewis, jump stop in the lane, spinning, scoop shot, got it! He had Kalkbrenner right there, and he went right around him to lay it home.
Really good footwork, a long reach with that left foot, got past Kalkbrenner.
Neal brings it across, the Creighton lead down to 4. Creighton still shooting 70%, 7 out of 10. As they set the offense, Ashworth picked up the dribble just inside half court and now gets it off for Neal. Neal with the dribble alive, right at the top of the circle. 5 left to shoot. He's going to go to work now on Richmond. His shot on the way. It's no good from 3. Big time rebound. Taken down. And Isaac Trout had the ball. It gets wrapped up. And we're going to get a held ball, which means possession arrow, and that stays Creighton's way.
Jemiah Neal at times looks shaky when he puts the ball on the floor, but his shot looks really good. We're sitting on that angle again, looking at the basket to our right. I thought that was in when he released it.
You know, watching the game against DePaul on Thursday night, he looked shaky handling the ball in that ball game as well. He's been better in a catch-and-shoot way. Here's Ashworth trying to do that. His shot no good, but a tip bottle right down the lane for Jason Green. Nobody got a body on him, and he tips it home.
Yeah, nice soft shot on the rim by Ashworth. Didn't go, but Green cleaned it up.
Lewis around the screen for St. John's on the pick and roll, and a 2-fisted jam for Ejiofor.
Good offense and no rotation on the weak side. Zuby just walked right into the rim.
19-15, Creighton by 4, 9.5 to go first half. Ashworth all the way back by half court. Now finally gets it into the hands of Neal to the foul line. Pull-up jumper is no good, and the rebound for Lewis. St. John's fans feeling a little momentum change coming now. Ejiofor, top of the circle with 3. That would have been a big one, but it's no good. And Kalkbrenner down with a rebound for Creighton. Ashworth slides it ahead for Neal. Cutting into the lane, lost the handle on the ball, but it's picked up off the floor by Jason Green.
Wow.
Neal wants a 3. That shot no good. Uncontested rebound for Ejiofor.
It was no good going in, and it was no good taking it.
Drive into the lane, and Lewis missed on a teardrop. The rebound comes down again to Jason Green. Creighton's got it, carrying it across. Trout back behind to Ashworth. Picks up at the left elbow and then throws it out of bounds.
Should have shot the ball.
He was throwing for Trout, thinking he was posting up for a 3. Trout was cutting for the basket.
People don't realize Creighton likes to run. Creighton's a pretty good fast-breaking team. You picture the pick and roll and lobbing the ball into Kalkbrenner, but they go up and down the floor. So if you don't get back in transition, they will hurt you.
4-point lead for Creighton, a team that has never won the Big East Championship. This is their 5th appearance. Backdoor cut. Lewis blocked by Kalkbrenner. What a play by the block shot king of the Big East and the 4-time Defensive Player of the Year. Lewis had him beat. Kalkbrenner took one step and swatted it as he was going up for a dunk.
He not only leads the Big East in block shots, he's number 4 in the entire country, Ryan Kalkbrenner.
That was superb. You talked about people talking about him. He's getting ready to get on a train. There were people, St. John's fans, saying, he can't play. He's not going to be able to play in the NBA, that Kalkbrenner guy. There you go.
Wrong.
Richmond, I should say, missing on a foul line jumper, and the rebound down into the hands of Ty Davis. Creighton's got a 4-point edge in the basketball. Coming up on 8 minutes left to go. Ty Davis near side McAndrew. One touch now down to the corner for Green, and up on top for Kalkbrenner. Everybody a touch now as Neal's got the basketball. 10 on the timer. Back to Davis. Ty Davis left of the lane. Picks it up. Gets it back to Neal. Long three-pointer on the way. Shot no good. And the rebound on the weak side down to Lewis for St. John's. Johnny's into the forecourt now. Here comes Ejiofor. Shovel back behind for Davon Smith. A step-back three on the way, and it's no good. Tipped rebound falls into the hands of Jackson McAndrew.
Andrew's off to a nice start.
7.5 to go first half. Shooting woes continue for St. John's. Here's Ty Davis on the outside. Gets it off to Neal. Right in front of the St. John's bench, and an entry pass. They had a late whistle and a foul call on Lewis. He was trying to come around and stop that entry pass, and he's called for a second.
Yeah, that could be a very, very big call. Very similar foul to the one we described earlier. He was kind of half around on the man. He's not letting go with that backhand. That's the reason that he got the deflection. But he's got to get his hand off the offensive player.
We've got 7:19 to go here, first half of play. Our score, Creighton 19, St. John's 15. You're listening to Conference Championship Week on Westwood One.
Greg is a real Prevagen user, and this is his story.
Hi, I'm Greg. I'm not an actor. I'm just a regular person. 8 years ago, I just didn't feel like I was on my game. I started taking Prevagen, and I want people to know that Prevagen has worked for me. Give it a try. I want it to help you just like it has helped me.
Prevagen, at stores everywhere without a prescription. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Testimonialist was compensated for their time.
And that is why many of the greatest feats of fandom require you to be on your feet. Any questions?
Professor, NCAA men's basketball is back. Are we ready?
You prepared to show up, show out, give it 110 from tip to the final buzzer? Oh, you're ready. March Madness. Attendance is encouraged. Passion is mandatory. Buy your seats today at ncaa.com/MVB tickets.
This is the story of the one. As a quality technician in a food processing center, she knows that making the right call is the best way to avoid a recall. That's why she trusts Grainger's world-class supply chain to deliver the high-quality supplies she needs to help keep her production line, her equipment, and her customers happy and healthy. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Tonight's broadcast of Conference Championship Week on Westwood One is intended solely for the private, non-commercial use of our audience. Any reproduction, retransmission, or other use of this broadcast without the express written consent of the Big East Conference and Westwood One is strictly prohibited. Fans, you can listen to every game of Westwood One's coverage of Conference Championship Week on Alexa. Plus, both the upcoming men's and women's tournaments, too. Just ask your device to open Westwood One Sports, and you'll be able to select the game you want to hear. That's Open Westwood One Sports to listen on Alexa. Creighton started the game 7 for their first 8. They're 1 for their last 8. St. John's 0 for their last 5. PJ, anybody remember how to score around here? We haven't had a point in almost 2.5 minutes. Creighton leading 19-15.
Well, it's kind of St. John's M.O. You would do really well if you're playing them to load up in the first 10 or 15 minutes, because once they settle in on the offensive end and get a little more dialed in defensively, you're in trouble. I mean, they trailed 24-9 against Marquette. Didn't make any difference. And again, Stephen Ashworth's playing well, but he hasn't scored yet. I just felt before this game, Kalkbrenner and Ashworth have got to be really productive, and this is a good time to build that lead against St. John's. You're not going to run away from them, but you're going to get yourselves a cushion because you know they're coming after you.
Well, the other MO they have is their defense clamps down as the game goes on. They played here just about a month ago at Madison Square Garden. In that game, Creighton shot 48% in the first half, 35% in the second half, and lost by 6. They got the ball now, attacking the basket on our right, leading it by 4. Kalkbrenner on the run, shot blocked by Ejiofor, and the rebound knocked back and tapped out. Creighton controls it. Ashworth's got it. 10-footer from right of the lane, no good. Richmond down with the rebound for St. John's.
Ashworth again struggling to put the ball in the basket early. 0 for 4.
Richmond's going to try to take Ashworth down low. He's got a size advantage. Now a bounce pass as he stands up by Kalkbrenner, and it's knocked away. Good defensive recovery by Stephen Ashworth. Wouldn't let it get into Ejiofor.
Yeah, he's an aggressive little defender. People think you can abuse him, but he's not. He's aggressive. He's got good hands, and he doesn't mind throwing his body at people.
Ibinayo back into the ball game. Gets it to Ejiofor up top. Back to Ibinayo. Left side 3, and it's good. He's coming to the ball game and hit a pair of threes. And right now he's got his team back to within 1.
He's got the only 2 threes for St. John's. The Red Storm have started out 2 for 6 from 3.
They're shooting 33%. They're only down a point. There's Ashworth bouncing for Kalkbrenner. Kalkbrenner bothered by Ejiofor just inside half court. Listen to the St. John's crowd coming to life here at Madison Square Garden. They knock it away from Kalkbrenner. He gets it back, but 10 left to shoot now as Ashworth starts the offense. Deep 3 ball from way outside, and he buried it. Oh, my goodness. That was nearly 30 feet.
The ball was never within 35 feet of the basket that entire possession.
Wow. Big time answer, and that sits the crowd back down here at the Garden. 22-18. Here's Scott. Left elbow jumper, no good. Fight for the rebound. Ejiofor grabbed it, and Neal is going to get called for a foul as Ejiofor hits the ground.
Well, I don't know about that call. I thought that was a good play right there. Jemiah Neal had a lot of ball. I thought they should have just let it go.
It was the other side of the floor, but that is the exact same distance that Ashworth hit from on Thursday night to force the first overtime against the ball. Off the inbound now in the foul. Ejiofor has it in the lane. He's going to back it out again into the hands of Wilcher. Wilcher, left side, left-hand dribble. Back up on top. Ejiofor's got it. They're going to leave him alone. He'll try a 3, and he nails it. They have not come out to play him yet, and he just made him pay. Makes it a 1-point game.
Yeah, they're not even coming outside the Big East logo, which is in front of the free throw line. He hits a couple more. Ryan Kalkbrenner is going to have to leave the lane.
Neal drives down left, kicks back up toward top. And Ashworth driving in among the trees. Fadeaway jumper on the way. Too strong. Richmond down with a rebound. 5:10 to go first half. St. John's a chance to take the lead. Richmond driving into the paint. Floater on the way. No good. Kalkbrenner over everyone for the rebound. And here comes Creighton. It's Neal. With the dribble. Gets it to Ashworth, right elbow jumper, and he missed that one. Kalkbrenner fighting, grabs the rebound. New 20 seconds on the clock. Kalkbrenner tries to go back up with it. Has it knocked away by Ibinayo, and now they're going to call it a held ball in the possession arrow. Points to St. John's. Ball got knocked away. He grabbed it back to a degree. Took a couple of steps. Everybody was calling for a travel, but it was a held ball.
Yeah, I thought it was a good no call until the end of the play. Just didn't quite have control of it, so he couldn't force it up. Stephen Ashworth can't shoot within 30 feet of the basket. Scott, he's got to be out 35 feet away, and then he's very comfortable.
It is amazing how much trouble he has had with the mid-range jumper in this building all week long. St. John's now gets Iwuchukwu into the ball game. He's at the foul line. Jumper on the way, no good. Neal, great position for the rebound over Kadari Richmond. Blue Jays into the forecourt. Here's Ashworth, head of the circle, and he'll set the offense to Green down left corner. They wanted the triangle pass. It wasn't there. Now Green driving to the foul line, picks up the dribble, bouncer down low. Kalkbrenner, shot fake, shot, knocked away by Iwuchukwu.
Sexton Show coming up Monday at noon on 640 WHLO.
Everybody's going. Scott a 3. That shot no good, and another rebound for Creighton's Jackson McAndrew.
Creighton doing a pretty good job on the defensive glass. They were getting beat early for offensive rebounds, but lately it's been pretty much one shot for the Red Storm.
The 35-footer that Ashworth hit is the only shot Creighton's hit in their last 10. Nearly lost the ball, but Neal kicks back to McAndrew. Long three-pointer is too strong. Richmond down with the rebound. 3.5 to go here in the half. And we've got contact and a foul call as the Red Storm ran it into the front court. The foul call is going to be on Iwuchukwu.
Knocked over Ashworth again. Ashworth is not scared to engage with bigger, stronger players.
Biggest guy on the floor knocked over the littlest guy on the floor, and the foul was called. That is going to bring us to a timeout as we remain stuck on a number. 3:27 to go here, first half of play. Our score, Creighton 22, St. John's 21. You're listening to Conference Championship Week on Westwood One.
Working as a dedicated Fidelity advisor, I always ask, what's important to you? I'll look at those priorities and goals alongside your full financial picture to build a comprehensive plan designed to help grow and protect your wealth. With proactive portfolio insights and an eye on taxes, I'm here to help you make the most of your money. I'm Laura Maxwell, and I'm a dedicated Fidelity advisor. Learn more at fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC, member NYSE, SIPC.
Your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. With Indeed Sponsored Jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for relevant candidates so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Plus, with Indeed Sponsored Jobs, there are no monthly subscriptions, and you only pay for results. Start at Indeed.com/credit.
Ball above all. Am I right, y'all? Any questions?
Professor, NCAA Division I women's basketball is back. Are we ready?
You prepared to get loud? Rep your squad? Get your players hyped up to go all the way to the ship? Oh, you're ready. March Madness. Attendance is encouraged. Passion is mandatory. Buy your seats today at ncaa.com/WBB tickets.
So, your small business is outgrowing your garage. You could go online, find a space, and get catfished. Or you could work with an agent who's a realtor, here to guide and help protect you from the surprises you didn't see coming. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. Right by you.
When I wake up, the best mornings in the morning light start with Wrangler. I put on my jeans and I feel all right. Jeans, jackets, and shirts that get your day started. Good mornings make for better days. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
Scott Graham, PJ Carlissimo here at our Granger broadcast position in Madison Square Garden. For the ones who get it done, Granger offers access to over 1 million products and the scale to deliver when and where you need them. Call, click Granger.com, or just stop by. 3:27 to go first half. PJ, do you remember last night when I asked you, was it going to be the low-scoring variety or the high-scoring? Right now, it's 22-21. Creighton on top of St. John's. And neither team is shooting 40%.
No, you were right. I thought it was going to be more of a high-scoring game, and it started that way for Creighton. They were on fire early, but they 7 of their first 8. They're 2 for 16 since then. St. John's started cold, and they're still cold. They're actually shooting better from the three-point line than they are from the field. So, but again, we've got a one-point game. Officials letting them play inside. I'll tell you what, it's very hard to finish inside. Both teams, good shot-blocking teams, and the officials are letting them be physical inside. It's not easy to score in the paint.
St. John's 4-0 against the Blue Jays in games played here historically at Madison Square Garden. Later on, remember, we'll select the smart coaching move of the game, sponsored by Prevagen. Prevagen, made for your brain.
You know, it's kind of amazing that the short time relatively that they've been in the league, 4 times Creighton's been in the championship game.
Here's Neal driving down the floor. Nobody picked him up, and he lays it home.
And well, they pressed full court, and he kind of ran across from the inbounder, and he got ahead of his man, and there was nobody back to stop him. He just put it on the floor and went all the way.
He outran Davon Smith. Smith now holding the ball. His team down by 3. So we approach 3 minutes left here in the half. Ibinayo near side. Into the hands of Iwuchukwu. Now back out for Wilcher. Wilcher right side. at the elbow, driving into the lane, running left-handed shot, no good. Kalkbrenner, good position for the rebound for Creighton.
Yeah, he boxed out Iwachuku very well.
McAndrew, great idea on the pass, but bad execution. He bounced it away from Green.
Yeah, Green needed to step toward the rim, and he didn't, but that's one of those 50-50. Half the passer's fault, half the guy he was throwing it to.
Off the steal, St. John's an opportunity now with 2.5 left to go in the half. Here's Smith, head of the circle, tries an 18-footer, shot no good. Neal uncontested for the rebound for the Blue Jays. Across half court. Neal going to work. Got a screen set up with Kalkbrenner. The pick and roll wasn't there, so back outside to Ashworth. Thought about a 40-footer.
Yeah, he did.
And now an alley-oop inside. Neal couldn't hit it, but got his own rebound and puts it back in.
Jemiah Neal very active tonight. I mean, he's always around the ball, but he's doing a good job on the glass, and he's doing a good job getting to the rim on offense.
Crowd wearing red here at Madison Square Garden, stunned by just 21 points on the board for St. John's. 1:45 to go in the half. Ibinayo tries a bounce pass, and it gets thrown away, and that's going to be a turnover on St. John's. March Madness is coming to a court near you. Experience it live as the nation's best college basketball teams compete for a chance to cut down the nets. Secure your seats today at ncaa.com/MBB tickets.
We're watching on our monitor from our friends in Fox, and you see Fedor Zugic outside the locker room trying to move around, seeing how that ankle feels.
Neal back to Ashworth. Left side three is short. Green taps the rebound, but into the hands of Ibinayo. Here comes St. John's now. 1:20 left to go in the half as Richmond dribbles right side. Takes into the lane. Got his man on his back and lays it home.
Yeah, Zuby Ejiofor did a good thing. He screened Kalkbrenner, so there was nobody to contest the shot.
26-23, Creighton by 3. We're crossing 1 minute now left to go here in the half. Ashworth, nowhere to go with the ball, just inside half court, gets it off into the hands of Neal.
The ball up twice near half court. He's too smart a point guard to do that, to make that mistake.
Neal looping pass inside, got it to Green, and Green lays it home. Good recognition as Green had a mismatch with Davon Smith down low.
That was something Creighton did really well last night, identify those mismatches.
28-23, 36 seconds to go in the half. Got a 16-second differential between game and shot clock. Ejiofor driving into the lane. Nowhere to go with it as Kalkbrenner picks him up on the right block. He double-dribbled and didn't get called for it. Now they throw back outside, and Scott nails a jumper from the free throw line.
Greg McDermott is really upset. He's all over Piazza.
That was a double dribble.
Well, any of the three officials could have called that. That's a big mistake.
Play clock winding down now. 4 seconds left in the half. Here comes Creighton. Neal, deep three ball at the buzzer, wouldn't go. And that is going to end a spotty, choppy, and very odd first half of play here in this Big East Championship, with Creighton going to the locker room with a 3-point lead.
Yeah, I think Greg McDermott is very happy. He's not happy with the officials right now. He's waiting there half court and telling the three officials, guys, there's three of you out there. You can't miss that. 2 points in this game is a lot. Big difference between a 5-point lead and a 3-point lead going into that locker room. Greg McDermott's not happy at all. By the way, we got an update from Rob Anderson, the sports information director at Creighton. He's saying that Zugic is questionable to return. Looked all right walking up and down the corridor, but obviously Rob's got better info than we do.
He was bouncing up and down on his toes from what we saw in that video. We'll see if we end up seeing him. He played 9 minutes in that game last night. So that's the end of the first half with our score. Creighton 28, St. John's 25. When we return, Jason Horowitz will have the halftime report, getting you caught up with all the scores from around college basketball's conference tournament. This is Westwood One's coverage of Conference Championship Week.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? This week only, all Pro Elite wash items and accessories are buy one, get one half off. That's car wash, tire cleaner, leather cleaner. All buy one, get one half off. Sponges and towels, we've got dual weave, waffle weave, whatever weave you want. Accessories too. Pro Elite floor mats, car covers, and more. Any Pro Elite item, buy one, get one half off. This week only at AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
This is the story of the one. He's responsible for keeping a leading healthcare facility clean and safe. And he trusts Grainger's high-quality HVAC cleaning and safety products, combined with their world-class supply chain, to consistently deliver, ensuring he's covered inside and out, so he can focus on keeping his facility clean to help protect the health of everyone inside. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Sometimes it feels like the world is moving at hyperspeed and you can't keep up because it's one thing then another. And don't forget the meeting and the yoga class and the dinner reservation. But then you get into the all-new Nissan Murano and you feel the breeze from the panoramic moonroof while the massaging seats melt away the tension of the day. And you realize that sometimes the greatest rush is not rushing at all. Shop the all-new Murano at nissanusa.com. Panoramic moonroof massaging leather appointed seats are available features.
What bothers me the most is when waiters talk to my companion and not directly to me.
I think everyone with a disability can relate to that parking spot problem.
We know you're just parking in that disabled spot for a second, but please, don't. We're just looking for the same respect and consideration as everyone else.
United Spinal Association is dedicated to enhancing the quality of life of people living with spinal cord injuries and disorders. Download our disability etiquette booklet at unitedspinal.org.
Three-point game at the half. Creighton leading St. John's Big East Championship on the line. Jason Horowitz, happy to have you back with us, and you're listening to the Conference Championship Week halftime show on Westwood One, sponsored by BetMGM, the sports book born in Vegas. Download the app today and discover their new look, same-game parlay, product, and more. Please gamble responsibly. A lot to get to, 20 minutes, maybe more, who knows, when we get back to Madison Square Garden for the second half coming up in just a little bit. But let's get you caught up on what else is going on around the country. Other championship games in progress, 12 automatic bids earned here on this Saturday, including in the Big 12. Top seed Houston, who's won 25 of the last 26, coming off a game where they just obliterated BYU on the defensive end. Started that way. Arizona began the game 0 of 8 here in the championship and then got going.
Jaden Bradley will trigger the inbound. Looking for Love coming through the lane, catching in the left corner. Springs a three out there and drains it. Caleb Love with his second.
Caleb Love had 27 yesterday, 14 at the half. Brian Jeffries on 1290 AM with the call. 33-28, Arizona the lead on Houston. Wildcats trying to win the Big 12 championship in their first year in the conference. Mountain West title game on the line. This one with regards to the bubble, teams getting in if they win, not getting in if they don't. This has some of that intrigue. Colorado State, by a lot of the bracketologists, say they have to win this game to get in. Boise State, some believe they get in without a win. At 3-minute mark into the second half, Colorado State leading Boise State 40-27. So some ripple effect there if, in fact, the Rams win. See what that means for the likes of Indiana, North Carolina, Texas, whoever might get left out tomorrow. Meanwhile, earlier today, Big Ten semifinals. After a day yesterday in the quarters where it was blowout after blowout, all 4 games decided by at least 15 points. Different story today. It got going. Top seed Michigan State taking on 5th seeded Wisconsin. Badgers led the whole second half, holding on down the stretch.
Second free throw for Tanjay on the way, and that's going to roll off. Rebound Pierce by second.
Get him.
Pierce with 4, and he throws one up. Knocked away. Gilmore ahead to Tanjay, and we'll see it tomorrow. The Badgers win it. They hang on and defeat Michigan State 77-74.
Matt LePay, Brian Butch from Learfield on the call. John Tanjay looked like he was trying to give the foul before the three-point shot, except it happened in the act of shooting. And it also looked like he got most of the ball. So might have been trying to give the foul, but got a block instead. Wisconsin to a second straight Big Ten title game. They will take on Michigan. Speaking of great finishes, Trey Donaldson went coast to coast and laid it in with 0.4 seconds left. Wolverines knocked off Maryland to advance to their first Big Ten title game in 6 years. The Atlantic 10 championship game is set. Top seed VCU will take on second-seeded George Mason. Latter has not been to the championship game in 14 years. That will be tomorrow. In the American, Memphis squeaked one out against Tulane, 78-77 tomorrow will take on either UAB or North Texas. The Blazers have the lead 4 minutes into the second half, 35-23. We do have automatic bids that have been earned today. We will tell you who those are and what's still to come, all coming up on the other side. It's halftime at MSG. Creighton 28, St. John's 25. You're listening to Conference Championship Week on Westwood One.
Our daughter Jessie loves playing detective.
A clue.
But since we discovered she has sensitive skin, we've been playing detective too.
We thought the problem was our puppy.
But it was actually our old detergent.
Aha.
So we switched to Tide Free and Gentle. Tide Free and Gentle provides an excellent Tide clean, and it doesn't leave behind irritating residues like dyes or perfumes, so it's gentle on your skin.
Case closed.
If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide Free and Gentle.
Wow, it's you, the Capital One Bank guy.
That's what they call me.
Mind if I get a selfie?
Yeah, sure thing. Save no fees or minimums on your Capital One checking account.
Wow, that's a keeper. So, where are you heading?
I'm off to spread the good news that Capital One helps people keep more money in their wallet with no overdraft fees.
Oh, you're the best Capital One Bank guy.
Hey, mind if I get a selfie?
Sure.
Say, Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
For a limited time at Verizon, you can get our best price ever. That's 4 lines on unlimited welcome for just $25 a line per month with autopay plus taxes and fees. You'll also get the new iPhone 16 Pro, 4 of them for the entire family when you trade in up to 4 phones from our top brands. That's a new phone for everyone, only on the network you can count on. Verizon. Visit a store today. 20 monthly promo credits applied over 36 months with a new line on unlimited welcome. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds. Additional terms apply for phone offer. See Verizon.com for details.
Progressive presents Employee of the Month. Small Business Edition. Today's recipient from Terry's Tiny Homes, Terry. Sure, as the only employee of her company, Terry was probably the front runner, but saving money getting personalized discounts with a commercial auto quote from Progressive, well, that gave Terry the edge. Over Terry.
Terry, Terry.
Keep awkwardly chanting your own name, Terry. You deserve it. Woo! Be your own Terry. See if you could save in as little as 7 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
Jason Horowitz, happy to have you back with us in our Westwood One studios, and you're listening to Conference Championship Week on Westwood One, presented by Progressive Insurance. Insurance for motorcycles, boats, and RVs for protection on the road and on the water. See how much you can save at 1-800-PROGRESSIVE and Progressive.com. 3-point Creighton lead at the half over St. John's in the Big East Championship. Couple of automatic bids already earned today from the one-bid leagues. Bryant, your winner out of the America East, took down Maine 77-59. The private school in Smithfield, Rhode Island, going to its second ever tournament the other 3 years ago. Norfolk State going for the third time in 5 years, 66-65 winners over South Carolina State. They take the MEAC. Still the tip-off tonight. The Mid-American Conference, Akron, Miami of Ohio. That is a battle of brothers as coaches. John Gross, the coach of Akron. Travis Steele, the coach of Miami of Ohio. They are brothers. The Metro Atlantic between Iona and Mount St. Mary's. The ACC, Duke without Cooper Flagg against Louisville, though Duke has said today that Cooper Flagg will be available for the NCAA tournament. Liberty and Jacksonville State, Conference USA, tips off in about an hour right here on many of these same Westwood One stations. The SWAC has Jackson State against Alabama State. The Big West, UC San Diego, UC Irvine. Those are the top 2 teams. The same thing in the WAC between Utah Valley and Grand Canyon. It's the top 2 teams of the Big East as well. Number 2 leading number 1. Creighton over St. John's, 28-25. Back to Scott Graham, PJ Carlissimo on the other side. This is Westwood One's coverage of Conference Championship Week.
The second half of the basketball season is here, and the race to the playoffs continues on PrizePicks, the best place to cash in on your favorite sports. The app is so simple. Just pick more or less on at least 2 players for a shot to win up to 1,000 times your cash. Download the PrizePicks app today, use the code ROAM, and get $50 in bonus promo funds instantly when you play $5. That's code ROAM on PrizePicks to get $50 in bonus promo funds instantly when you play $5. Win or lose, you'll get $50 in bonus credit just for playing, and it's guaranteed. PrizePicks, run your game. You do have to be present in certain states. Visit PrizePicks.com for restrictions and details.
See the look in the patient's eyes or the smiles that you get when lives have been changed, then it would make it all worth it.
We bring hope and healing to one person, but that person belongs to a family, and that family belongs to a community.
Together, these heroes of mercy and friends like you bring hope and healing to those who desperately need it.
Thank you! Thank you!
To learn more about Heroes of Mercy, go to mercyships.org today.
After my father was on a ventilator for 20 days due to COVID, he had so many medications. It really was daunting.
According to the National Institutes of Health, 30% of hospital admissions in older adults are drug-related, like taking meds at the wrong time. Hero simplifies medication management.
I'm so thankful that something like this exists. It holds up to 10 different medications. It's all on an app, and you can share that app with a caregiver. So I can make sure that he got his meds. Is he missing a dose of his meds?
Hero Health's smart pill dispenser alerts and delivers pills with the push of a button.
It is really so easy to use and a literal lifesaver.
Try Hero Health risk-free for 30 days. Get free contactless delivery. Call 800-420-7550. 800-420-7550. That's 800-420-7550. Hero. Medication managed.
Back inside Madison Square Garden here in New York, halfway through in the Big East final. And right now, the number 2 seed, Creighton, leads the number 1 seed, St. John's, 28-25. Take a look at some of the stats for this game, and you understand why it is so low scoring. Creighton shooting just 40% over the course of that first half. St. John's just 33%. One interesting note, Creighton out-rebounding St. John's in that first half, 21-20. Leading scorer for the Creighton Blue Jays, Jemiah Neal with 9 points, also 5 rebounds. Subi Ejiofor leading the way with 7 points for St. John's. But when we talked about pregame, R.J. Lewis, who had a rough game in Omaha in that St. John's loss to Creighton, 2 points in the first half, just 1 of 5 from the floor, PJ.
Yeah, and that's been a big problem for St. John's. They're not putting the ball in the basket at all, and usually they can depend on R.J. Lewis, particularly in this building, and didn't shoot it well and compounded by the foul trouble.
Let's take a look at the second half keys. It's sponsored by United States Postal Service. Want eyes on your shipment the entire way. USPS Ground Advantage service keeps your business in the know throughout its journey. Visit USPS.com/in-the-know for details. So let's start with that St. John's team that you're talking about. How do they find their mojo and their rhythm in the second half?
Well, partner, you've alluded to what keys I had for both teams. They have the perpetual one for St. John's, put the ball in the basket. This team is just offensively challenged. They have to put the ball in the basket, and that starts with R.J. Lewis. They need the big gun, the player of the year in the Big East Conference. He's got to step up and play significantly better than he did in the first half.
For Creighton, we find out that this is not necessarily key, but just a news update as they warm up. Fedor Zugic is out and warming up with his teammates after taking that ankle shot. And it looks like he has that wrapped, but he is out on the floor warming up right now. But how do they take this thing finally over the finish line?
Well, you mentioned it. They have to keep working the glass. They're up 21-20. They've done a very good job battling. St. John's going to get some offensive rebounds for sure, but Creighton's really happy, I think, with the way they boarded in the first half. The other thing, they are not going to win without more from Stephen Ashworth. Hate to put it on Lewis and Ashworth, but you're talking all Big East players, the player of the year in the league. They got to play better to help their team win a Big East tournament championship.
28-25, Creighton on top, 20 minutes of basketball to go. The start of the second half is just ahead. You're listening to Conference Championship Week on Westwood One.
Okay, raise your hand if you want to make your life a little bit easier. Great. Now raise your other hand if you like to be comfortable. Perfect. Now that you have both hands raised, imagine putting on your shoes. And that, folks, right there is your answer to an easier, more comfortable life. Go hands-free with Skechers Slip-ins. This is footwear you don't need your hands to put on. They can be raised in the air, and you can just step it and go. So you ask, how do hands-free Skechers Slip-ins work? Well, it's like they have this invisible built-in shoehorn so your foot slides into place. Then our heel pillow keeps your foot comfy and secure. And slip-ins are for the whole family, men, women, and kids, in all your favorite Skechers styles, from sneakers to casual shoes and even sandals. Yes, even sandals. So raise your hands in the air and put your shoes on like you just don't care, because you just went hands-free with Skechers Slip-ins. Why don't you experience what people can't stop talking about? Life-changing Skechers Slip-ins. Get your Slip-ins at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
Buying a home used to feel like a complete headache.
Listings here, pre-approval there, financing somewhere else. Now, Rocket is giving every home one address. Rocket.com. A single seamless homeownership platform to help you find, buy, sell, finance, and refinance your home. Everything you need, all under one roof. Visit Rocket.com, the new home for all things homeownership. Rocket. Own the dream.
Greg is a real Prevagen user, and this is his story.
Hi, I'm Greg. I'm not an actor. I'm just a regular person. 8 years ago, I just didn't feel like I was on my game. I started taking Prevagen, and I want people to know that Prevagen has worked for me. Give it a try. I want it to help you just like it has helped me.
Prevagen, at stores everywhere without a prescription. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Testimonialist was compensated for their time.
Reminder, you can listen to every game of Westwood One's coverage of Conference Championship Week for free on the Varsity Network app. Just download the Varsity Network app and follow Westwood One Sports to hear who punches their ticket to the NCAA tournament. Creighton 28, St. John's 25. The Blue Jays 20 minutes away from a promised land that has eluded them each time they have tried. Back in 2014, losing in the finals to Providence. Then they had another opportunity against Villanova in 2017. Wildcats winning by 14. Then in 21, in an empty building here against Georgetown, the Hoyas completed an amazing run through the tournament, winning that game by 25. And the following year, Creighton got to the finals again, and Villanova held them off 54-48.
That's still impressive as heck to me. We only got to 2 championship games, my 12 years at Seton Hall. I'll tell you what, it is a battle to get to that last game. This team's been there 4 times already. This is the 5th in their brief time, relatively, in the Big East Conference. That's a really impressive stat to me for the Creighton Blue Jays.
Just so you know, we were following Zugic through the warm-ups. According to Creighton, he did warm up, still questionable to return. And he is a key bench player for this team. We'll see whether or not we see him out on the floor for the second half. As
bench points so far, too, 8-zip in favor of Creighton, in favor of St. John's. Nothing's happened off Creighton's bench so far this game, so they missed Zugic.
Creighton 340th out of 364 Division I teams in bench scoring, only 14 per game. You think that 340 is bad? It's an improvement. Last year they were 358th.
We're in Tom Thibodeau's building. Greg McDermott, not that much different. Ryan Kalkbrenner, Stephen Ashworth, and Jemiah Neal, all in the top 10 in minutes played in the Big East Conference.
Creighton starts the second half of the basketball, going from our right to our left. They've got a 3-point lead, trying to win a Big East championship. Pass down to Kalkbrenner, down low, and he hits on a shot. Tough angle on a pretty looping feed from Jemiah Neal. Creighton in the traveling blue with the white, gray, and black trim. St. John's in the home white with the red and blue trim. Johnny shooting at the basket on our right as Ejiofor holds head of the circle. Looking for a cutter. They want to get it down low. And now Ejiofor will take it there himself. Tried the same shot that Kalkbrenner hit and missed the rim. Now the outlet pass after the rebound by Green is flicked away over the sideline by R.J. Lewis, but Creighton will keep it.
Yeah, but the difference in that shot was Zuby was trying to shoot it over Ryan Kalkbrenner. That is not an easy task.
Creighton trying to establish a lead in this ball game. Second halves this year have belonged to St. John's. Here's Green, right side foul line extended. Cross-court pass for McAndrew. The big freshman right in front of us has it taken away by Kadari Richmond. And McAndrew trying to get it back is going to get called for a reach-in foul.
Jackson McAndrew saying he got fouled. He didn't get fouled. He got the ball stolen and ripped away from him by Kadari Richmond. Kadari Richmond is all over. He's number 3 in steals in the Big East, but he's 4th in assists, 4th in assist turnover, 4th in field goal percentage, 8th in rebounds, 10th in blocks. He does everything for St. John's.
Throws a bounce pass to Scott, left side. Now back to Ejiofor, and they'll give it to Lewis on the left side inside the arc with the dribble still alive. Backing his way inside on Green. Now spins him into the lane. Stop, up, under, shot on the way, and it's good.
Well, I'm telling you what, he worked for that because Jason Green did an excellent job on defense.
30-27, Creighton by 3. Minute and a half into the second half of action. Here's Ashworth with the dribble, working on Richmond. Trying to find a cutter as he backs out near his coach on the far side of the floor. Now we'll use a screen from Kalkbrenner, driving down into the lane. Among the trees, his shot is up, no good. Kalkbrenner got the rebound, the putback of the foul. And he turns around with a roar as he drops it in over the top of Ejiofor and puts Creighton back up by 5.
I'll tell you what, we talked about the minutes played. You look at the way he played against DePaul and the way he's playing today, it's only the third and fourth time I've seen Ryan Kalkbrenner play. He's a heck of a basketball player.
Misses on the free throw to cap off the three-point play, so the Creighton lead remains at 5. Almost 2 minutes into the second half as Wilcher goes to work for St. John's. Left elbow, pulls it up, drops it in for Ejiofor. He's backing his way inside. Nothing there. Throws back to Lewis, and he'll reset it at half court. Now a drive by Lewis down the lane. One-hander shot, no good. Rebound knocked out of bounds off St. John's, and it goes back the other way.
The reason there was nothing there for Zuby and the reason that Lewis was unable to finish is named Ryan Kalkbrenner. He does such a good job protecting the rim.
So you're telling me the guy on the New Jersey Transit platform really didn't know what he was talking about?
That is correct.
We got another 5-second call as Creighton couldn't get the ball in with full court pressure from St. John's. That's the second time it's happened to Greg McDermott's team tonight.
And the 402nd time it's happened this year to St. John's opponents.
Off the inbound, Wilcher gets to Ejiofor, now back into the hands of Richmond. Richmond driving into the lane, makes some space, up and under, left-hand shot is good.
Good screen by Zuby. Ejiofor again kept Kalkbrenner from getting that Kadari Richmond.
Oh, Minnesota. 17:30 to go, 3-point ball game. Neal driving right side into the crowd, drops it off, and McAndrew an easy 2. Nobody on him as the freshman lays it home.
Mike Neal's a very good passer.
34-29, 5-point ball game.
Over 6 assists a game for Jemiah, 12th in the Big East Conference.
Ejiofor hands to Scott, right side. Now get it back to Wilcher and down to Richmond. He's becoming a focal point now, this offense. Right side of the lane, driving into the lane, squares up, shot, no good. Rebound down for Green, in among the traffic.
A tough rebound by Jason Green.
They get it out to Neal, who leaves back behind for Ashworth. Ashworth thought about alley-oop, but Green wasn't looking for it. And now,
dribble up again.
Yep, gets it off to Green. Over on the far side at the hash mark. For Neal, in between the circles, shot clock down to 10. Back to Ashworth on the near side. Bothered by Richmond, poked it away, got the steal. Richmond sliding ahead, dishes off for Lewis, and his layup is good. Defense to offense for St. John's, back within 3.
2 times in the last 4 possessions, Kadari Richmond with the steal.
Nobody got back on McAndrew, though, and a long pass ahead from Ashworth results in a layup that's no good. But contact and a foul call, that's going to be on Ejiofor.
Jackson McAndrew's playing well, particularly for a freshman, but he's got to dunk that. He's 6'10", he gets the ball underneath the rim, and he's trying to, finesse the ball in. He's got to just rip the rim down and dunk that shot.
His dad, Steve, played at North Dakota. One of the assistant coaches on that team was Greg McDermott. First one for McAndrew, no good. Foul shots continue to be a problem in this game.
There haven't been many. Has anybody made a free throw?
Nope, 0 for 5 for Creighton. Nothing for St. John's.
Wow.
Take your game day rituals on the road with Marriott Bonvoy. Over 30 hotel brands for every kind of fan. Explore more at MarriottBonvoy.com/NCAA. Second free throw is good. 35-31, Creighton on top by 4.
That's an empty possession. It should have been a 3-point possession, and they get 1 point out of it. Creighton.
Here's Lewis holding on the outside, trying to find a way to get going. To the right elbow, 2 men around him. Driving inside, great move, and a left-hand layup is good.
Zuby Ejiofor has become a screener in the paint. He just waits to see if one of his teammates dribbles in, and he sets a screen on Ryan Kalkbrenner underneath the basket.
Looks like a ski slalom.
It's a smart move.
Inside, Kalkbrenner catches it high and banks it home on the feed from Jason Green.
Zuby needs somebody to set a screen so he can defend Ryan Kalkbrenner.
Back and forth we go in a 4-point game. 37-33, Creighton on top. Backdoor cut for Scott. McAndrew stays with him. Now they get it back out to the top to Smith. Smith Left elbow. Dribble still alive into the lane. He used the slalom screen, couldn't hit the shot, but Ejiofor gets the rebound, the putback, and the contact. Ejiofor standing underneath, got the rebound and a tough angle putback. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
Somehow Ryan Kalkbrenner got knocked down. I'm looking to see the replay, how that happened. But again, the difference when he's in the paint and when he's not, night and day for St. John's in terms of finishing at the rim.
May not be a work of art, but it is competitive. Timeout on the floor, 15-20 left to go. Creighton 37, St. John's 35. This is Westwood One's coverage of Conference Championship Week.
Did you know? VA home loans are a key to home ownership for those who served.
I would tell anybody who is interested in getting a VA loan to just do it.
For me, the best thing about the VA loan was the simplicity of it. I was expecting, government paperwork. It was going to go on forever, and it just wasn't.
Since the down payment for a VA loan is minimal, we were able to purchase this home and then use the money that we were going to use as a down to actually fix up the home.
And the only way we could do that was because the nest egg that we had saved for the down payment, we didn't have to use because we went the VA route.
This is a wonderful benefit that veterans can take advantage of.
In the military, we make a lot of sacrifices. We're away from our family a lot. And with the VA loan, it's a way that it makes it easier for us to get a home.
To learn more about VA home loans, visit va.gov/home loans.
My life was challenging from the beginning.
Daisy spent most of her life in and out of foster care.
It's always in the back of your mind. When am I going to have to move again?
Daisy finally has the safe, permanent home she deserves, thanks to the work of the Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption, which is committed to finding forever families for the longest waiting children in foster care. Learn more at davethomasfoundation.org.
At Movember, we're best known for the mustache. Well, here's the thing. Men's health deserves support year-round, which is why we're more than a month, more than mustaches. All year round, we're doing more. We're delivering more research, more treatments, doing more to help men live happier, healthier, longer lives. But we need your support, because the more we can do, the more fathers, brothers, partners, sons we can protect. Movember, more than a month. Learn more at Movember.com.
Furnished by Movember. Scott Graham and PJ Carlissimo here at our Granger broadcast position in Madison Square Garden. For the ones who get it done, there's Granger, offering professional-grade products for all industries, fast delivery, and free technical support. Call, click Granger.com, or just stop by. On Thursday night in the quarterfinals, Creighton trailed for 38 minutes and 38 seconds. Last night, they trailed for 25 total seconds in their game against UConn. They have not trailed tonight. We've got 15-20 to go. St. John's going to the line as Ejiofor will try to cap off a three-point play, with Creighton leading 37-35.
Scott, we talked at halftime about what players needed to step up for their respective teams, and the guys we identified, not real insightful, were R.J. Lewis, who's got 6 points already this half for St. John's, Stephen Ashworth, who's yet to score for Creighton. So R.J. so far has delivered.
Ejiofor misses on the free throw, the first attempt from the line tonight for St. John's. 37-35, Creighton by 2 with the basketball, heading to our left. Wearing the blue with the white trim. The Creighton lettering over the top of the numerals on their chest. And now you're going to get a foul call on a screen. It's going to be Ashworth, smallest guy on the floor, moved on his screen. And an offensive foul on Creighton will send it back the other way.
Stephen Ashworth's been frustrated all night. A part of St. John's philosophy, they're always going to get after you defensively, but they're going out of their way to be a little extra physical against Ashworth, try and frustrate him.
Here's Scott, foul line jumper, missed it badly. Lewis, big one-arm rebound from the left side, and Ashworth picked his pocket. Came in behind him, and the little guy took the ball away.
He is one tough competitor.
Neal, one-touch Ashworth. Now McAndrew, left side three. That would have been a big one, no good. Green, though, gets the offensive rebound and is fouled on the way back up. Jason Green going to the line with a foul call on Simeon Wilcher.
Tell you what, for a local guy that stayed at home, He's already a good player as a sophomore. I mean, he was incredible last night. He's going to be a very good player for Creighton the rest of his career, Scott.
Just a sophomore out of Omaha. Huge in last night's win over UConn, especially in the first half. He had his career high in that game at halftime. First free throw on the way, and it's good. Be a VIP at the men's Final Four in San Antonio with the NCAA experience, official ticket, and hospitality packages. Official NCAA hospitality includes live entertainment, upscale food stations and beverages, appearances by NCAA legends, and much more. To be a VIP at the men's Final Four in San Antonio, visit ncaa.com/VIP.
Well, with Zugic not hurt and maybe done for the night, Creighton needs some help off the bench. Another missed free throw by Creighton. Isaac Trout is the candidate to do that. He normally provides offense. They need something off the bench.
Creighton just 2 for 7 from the line. Now Lewis in the left corner buries a three. Maybe that gets him going.
Well, the player of the year, that's 9 points already in the second half for R.J. Lewis.
And the crowd is alive here at the Garden as we are tied at 38 with 14-12 left to play. There's Ashworth. Stepping around a screen, pulls it up on the right side. No dribble for him. He's got to hand it off into the hands of Neal. Shot clock at 8. Neal, head of the circle, wants a three, and a whistle away from the ball, and a foul call going to go against St. John's. It's going to be on Kadari Richmond. That's his first, and team foul number 4 for St. John's here in the second half.
There's no question St. John's is being more aggressive on the defensive end.
We've got a 14-minute game for the Big East Championship. Kalkbrenner, right of the lane, taking a look. Now here comes the double team. He throws back out to Ashworth. Ashworth, running three-pointer, is an air ball, misses everything, and it trickles out of bounds.
Greg McDermott is telling Ashworth, settle down. Ashworth a little frustrated. He obviously wants to contribute. He's a very, very good player, but he's enduring a 1-for-10 night and some really physical defense against him.
He has not shot the ball well this week at all at Madison Square Garden. St. John's a chance for their first lead of the night as Ejiofor holds on top, gets it to Smith, driving left side of the lane, and he's going to get called for an offensive foul. Just moments after that silly shot from Ashworth, he bounces back at the other end and makes the play as he takes the charge.
He's forced turnovers on 2 of the last 3 possessions. Is he shooting well? No, he's not shooting well at all. But he's got some assists, and he's really working hard on the defensive end.
St. John's is going to show full court pressure. Creighton's had trouble getting it in this spot. Green does bounce it in for Ashworth, and he is picked up by Smith. Now into the hands of Jemiah Neal, who walks it across for Creighton. 13:28 left to go. Tie game at 38. Ashworth around a screen, driving into the lane. Alley-oop up for Kalkbrenner. Shot is no good, but a late whistle from James Breeding and a foul call on Ejiofor. That's going to send Kalkbrenner to the line with an opportunity to shoot 2 for Creighton.
Well, were it not for the foul, that would have been the 4th assist for Ashworth. So we're criticizing him for being 1 for 10 from the field and 1 for 5 from 3, but he does have 3 rebounds and 3 assists, and he's done a really good job defensively.
It's not an issue yet, but it's on the verge of being one as Ejiofor just picked up his 3rd foul. Kalkbrenner's first free throw, no good. Missed it off the right rim. Creighton is now 2 for 8 from the line on the night.
That is an issue now, Scott.
They're a 74% free throw shooting team on the year. Kalkbrenner 0 for 2. Try to get something out of this. Second free throw is on the way, and it's good. 39-38. Creighton on top by 1.
Well, normally free throws are few and far between in a game with Creighton.
Here comes Lewis working the right side. Kalkbrenner picks him up. He drives him into the baseline and misses the layup. He beat the big man, then hits the shot. Now his follow is blocked from behind by Kalkbrenner. And here comes Ashworth out of the pack with the basketball. Creighton coming down 3-on-4. Ashworth waits for reinforcements. Now takes the screen, right side, 18-footer is good. Steven Ashworth drills the shot, puts Creighton up by 3.
Really good screen and re-screen and good patience that time by Ashworth.
Richmond with the ball on his hip just inside half court. 12:38 left to play. Richmond hands back behind for Smith, driving into the lane, lost the handle on the ball. They say at last touch Kalkbrenner, so St. John's will keep it with a baseline inbound and 13 seconds left to shoot.
I thought Davon Smith lost the ball himself out of bounds.
And you can see Kalkbrenner's kind of panting a little bit on the floor. He's going to get a break now as Frederick King will come in to replace him in the middle.
The big guy averages 34.2 minutes a game. That's number 8 in the entire Big East Conference.
On the inbound, Ejiofor going right to work on King. Takes him inside, shot up, good on the foul. It didn't take long. They went right after King, and Ejiofor goes to the line with another chance to tie the game on a three-point play.
I'm not comparing the two players, but this is like when you talk about the Denver Nuggets in the NBA, the non-Nikola Jokic minutes. As soon as Kalkbrenner is off the floor, all of a sudden, everything starts happening at the rim against Creighton.
Well, you look at the timing of it, 12:28 left to go. You figure there's going to be a media timeout under 12. Little extra time for him to sit. Ejiofor hits the free throw, and we are tied for just the second time tonight. 41-41 with 12:28 left to play.
Rick Pitino uses this time also to rest Zuby Ejiofor, and Vince Iwuchukwu is in, but I got a feeling the ball's going to be in Vince's hand one more time before the media timeout.
Full court pressure again for St. John's. They get it into Ashworth. Does Creighton. And Ashworth will trot it across half court. Picked up there by Davon Smith. Off to Jemiah Neal. And Neal dribbles back to the center of the floor, waiting for a cutter around the screen. It's Ashworth. Right side of the top of the circle. With the left-hand dribble. Picks up that dribble. Now throws for Green in the lane. And you're going to get an offensive foul on King. He's going to get called for hooking R.J. Lewis down low. Not sure if it was a screen or if he was going for position.
Yeah,
but that's the end of his time in the game as Kalkbrenner is going to come back.
That's just a really unfortunate play down there. Zuby Ejiofor's done a really good job screening Kalkbrenner at times in the paint, and that's exactly what King was trying to do, but right in front of the official is not a good place to do it.
Scott across half court, throws it inside. Little jump hook shot is good. Iwuchukwu gives St. John's their first lead of the night with 11:50 now to go in the ball game.
Right into the big man. You got a fresh big man, you're going to give him the ball.
43-41, and the folks in red in the lower bowl and the upper deck are standing here at Madison Square Garden. Kalkbrenner shovels for Ashworth. Open three-pointer is good. And he puts up the shush sign to the fans, telling them to sit back down again.
It's a big shot he just hit. I don't care if he's 2 for 11. That was a big shot.
Shooters can't have a conscience, can they?
Absolutely not. 3 for 12, excuse me.
Iwuchukwu on the outside into the hands of Smith. Smith looked like he got hooked. And wow, look at this. He hit a shot. He was spinning after getting hit.
He was just looking to get fouled, and the ball went in the basket, and there was no foul call.
That is crazy. St. John's back up 45-44. 10:52 left to play. Kalkbrenner along the outside for Ashworth. Thought about a three again. Now dribbling down to the left corner. Got a big man on him. Got to be a mismatch somewhere. Ashworth trying to find it. 4 on the shot clock. Gets it to Green. Green up top. Got to go to work. Lets it go and beat the clock. Got it on the rim. Shot no good. Rebound down to Richmond. Here come the Johnnies. Richmond driving into the lane. Shot up. Good. 47-44 St. John's. And back the other way. The ball tipped away by Scott and knocked out of bounds by Creighton. As the Jays tried to run, St. John's got the lead, and they're going to get the ball when we come back.
Jemiah Neal with the big turnover right there. St. John's back-to-back good possessions. 1 in the half court, that one in transition defense.
Is this the Big East Championship run that the fans have been waiting a generation for? 10:21 left to go. St. John's 47, Creighton 44. You're listening to Conference Championship Week on Westwood One.
It's March matchup season at BetMGM. Ready to shoot your shot? Lock in your picks for this year's tournament with the sportsbook born in Vegas. Being on the sidelines is one thing. This March, get into the game with exciting state-of-the-art live tracking technology, exclusive sportsbook selections, and so much more. Check out BetMGM Originals for dozens of markets you won't find anywhere else. Take a shot at our exciting free-to-play games for your chance at scoring odds boost tokens, bonus bets, and many other prizes. Plus, new players can score up to $1,500 in bonus bets if their first bet loses. From the big dogs to the underdogs, March matchups at BetMGM is a player's best friend. Sign up to catch the excitement and experience college hoops like never before with BetMGM. BetMGM and GameSense reminds you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 years of age and older. Colorado only. First bet offers for new customers only. All other promotions for existing customers. Subject to eligibility requirements and rewards may vary. Gambling problem? Call or text 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is the story of the one. He's responsible for keeping a leading healthcare facility clean and safe. And he trusts Grainger's high-quality HVAC cleaning and safety products, combined with their world-class supply chain, to consistently deliver, ensuring he's covered inside and out, so he can focus on keeping his facility clean to help protect the health of everyone inside. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Westwood One, your home for NCAA March Madness. Along with PJ Carlissimo, I'm Scott Graham. You're listening to Conference Championship Week on Westwood One, presented by Progressive Insurance. Here's a riddle from Progressive Insurance. What do your home and auto have in common? Progressive protects them both. It was an easy riddle. Learn more at progressive.com. 47-44, St. John's, their first lead of the night. We've got 10:21 left to go in this Big East Championship game.
When you look at the scoring, Scott, so far in the second half, it's in favor of St. John's, 22-16. Yet you look at the shooting and you go, well, how can that be? Creighton's 6 for 10. They're shooting 60%. St. John's is 10 for 17. They're on the offensive glass a little bit, and Creighton has turned the ball over in the second half. It's 12-7 turnovers now. Unfortunately, Creighton leads in that category. The more important category, 14-7 points off turnovers. St. John's is getting it done with their defense, forcing the turnovers and scoring off the turnovers.
St. John's has not played in a Big East Championship game since they last won the tournament 25 years ago this month. This is the first time they've been a number one seed since 1986. And for the Johnnies, this is championship game number 6. They won the first one that was played here at Madison Square Garden in 83. In 85, well, they were good enough to go to the Final Four that year. They won it in 86, 99, 2000, and have not been back since. But right now, they're just under 10 and a half minutes away from getting a chance to cut down the nets at what is ostensibly their other home arena.
Well, obviously, winning the tournament is more important than just winning another game, but it would be their 30th win. They had back-to-back 31-win seasons quite a long time ago. This team obviously threatening to be the most wins in St. John history.
Back to play, and Lewis going through the lane, banks it up and in. This game has a decidedly different feel right now, PJ. It is turned.
Their defense is much better, but they're also doing a really good job setting screens on Kalkbrenner. It's kind of funny. They're screening him down in the paint, preventing him from blocking shots or altering shots.
Ashworth, double team down in the corner, comes cross court for Trout, who makes the catch with 7 on the timer. Lewis right in his jersey. Trout trying to go down to the baseline, cut off by Scott. Step back, nails the 18-footer from the left corner. Tough shot.
I believe that's the first 2 bench points for Creighton this evening.
49-46, St. John's by 3. 9:24 left to go. Richmond directing traffic as he holds right side of the top of the circle. With the left-hand dribble. Is he going in again? Nope. Kicking back out for Lewis. Shot clock down toward 10. Crossover dribble. Lewis into the lane. Wraparound pass. And the ball is stolen away by Green. Creighton out on the run. They get it to Neal. And Neal driving. Jams it home. And gets the contact from Richmond. He's got a chance at a 3-point play.
They tried to screen Kalkbrenner. They couldn't. So he stopped the dribble penetration. That created the turnover. Creighton finally got a chance to get out and run.
And now there is going to be a timeout on the floor, a full timeout on the floor, with 9:05 left to go in the game. Creighton was just down 5, but Jemiah Neal's going to the line to try to tie it back up again when we come back. St. John's 49, Creighton 48, 9:05 to play. A break in the action, sponsored by Straight Talk. Need more data so you can stream your jam mix on loop? Switch to Straight Talk and get real unlimited data on a reliable 5G network. Straight Talk, available at Walmart or straighttalk.com. You're listening to Conference Championship Week on Westwood One.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
Are you really that different than the rest of us?
We are. As a fiduciary, we always focus on what's best for our clients.
What services do you offer besides investing?
We have a team of specialists in financial planning, estate planning, and more.
Your clients rely on you for all that?
Yes, we ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Okay, but you still sell commission-based products, right?
No, because we believe that's a conflict of interest. We prioritize service over sales goals.
So then how do your fees work?
We have a simple and transparent fee that's a percentage of our clients' portfolios. So we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, we're more different than I thought.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at fisherinvestments.com. Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
And that is why many of the greatest feats of fandom require you to be on your feet. Any questions?
Professor, NCAA men's basketball is back. Are we ready?
You prepared to show up, show out, give it 110 from tip to the final buzzer? Oh, you're ready. March Madness. Attendance is encouraged. Passion is mandatory. Buy your seats today at ncaa.com/MVB tickets.
Some people just know they can save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first at 888-ALLSTATE or allstate.com. Like you know to check your sunroof is closed first before driving through the car wash.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, no. Wait, whoa.
Yeah, checking first is smart. So if you want to save money, check Allstate first at 888-ALLSTATE or allstate.com. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary. Terms apply. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Wendy's has the official hamburger of March Madness, which means you get a fresh JBC or double stack for $1 with an in-app offer and a purchase. Because frozen sucks and fresh rules. For the freshest deals at fast food, gotta be Wendy's. Limited time only at participating Wendy's. Account registration required. Got a much better basketball game in the second half, and right now it's as tight as you can get. 9:05 left to play. St. John's 49, Creighton 48. The winner will cut down the nets and raise the Big East trophy in just a little bit here at Madison Square Garden.
Much better offense in the second half. Creighton shooting 67%. St. John's 61, but St. John's is forcing more turnovers. Kind of quietly a big factor, Scott. Bench points, 12-2 in favor of St. John's. Ibinayo has 6, Davon Smith 4, Iwuchukwu 2.
And a missed free throw for Neal.
Another missed free throw.
Chance to tie the game. They are now 3 for 10 from the line tonight. In a one-point game, that just jumps out at you.
That's absolutely the difference.
Lewis holding head of the circle now for St. John's. He's been more active. Crossover dribble into the lane, nothing there. Throws back behind for Smith. Now the return pass. Lewis, a deep three. Got it! Over the top of Neal. He buried it from 23. And now a technical foul on Neal.
Taunting.
Who threw a taunt at Neal after he made the three.
Yeah, on R.J. Lewis.
On Lewis, I should say. After he made the three. Rick Pitino saying to James Breeding, wait a minute, what happened? And now Rick Pitino gets teed up too. No, just Lewis.
Not so sure.
First free throw is good on the technical foul. Ashworth will get to shoot again. That is amazing that we have seen that call stop the momentum for St. John's. And you got a great free throw shooter who gets 2 of them home to get 2 easy points for Creighton.
Following a big 3 that was going to ignite the crowd, really get things going.
According to Rick Pitino, R.J. Lewis was making the sign for a 3. According to James Breeding, he was making the sign for a pistol.
I'm a lot closer with Rick Pitino, but I think Mr. Breeding was correct.
Okay.
With his assessment.
Well, Lewis wasn't far from us when that play happened. So it's 52 to 50, I should say. Creighton down by 2 with the basketball. Ashworth for the lead. 3-pointer no good. McAndrew flies for the rebound. Can't get it. Still loose on the floor. Richmond comes out of the pile with it for St. John's. Driving into the lane. Shot up. Good. Great strength. He went right through Jemiah Neal.
50-50 balls always end up in Kadari Richmond's hands. And again, fast break, no Kalkbrenner back. They're able to go right to the rim.
Creighton into the forecourt, down by 4, 54-50. Under 8 to play. Left corner, McAndrew, 3-pointer. It's around and no good. And the rebound corralled by Aaron Scott for St. John's.
Can't get a better look. The young guy didn't deliver.
Richmond now right side with a crossover dribble down toward the right baseline. And a reverse lay-in is good. Kadari Richmond has taken over at St. John's by 6. Ashworth the other way. His layup is short, no good. Davon Smith rips down the rebound. Here come the Johnnies again. And Lewis lays it home for an 8-point lead. Greg McDermott calls for a timeout.
Greg was trying to call a timeout on the last play, and then he saw Ashworth turn the corner. Ashworth just flat out missed the layup. When you have a guard goes to the rim and misses a layup, it always opens up the backcourt.
9 straight made field goals by St. John's. They're on a 6-0 run right now. Timeout on the floor with 7:28 left to play, and St. John's trying to take command. It's the Johnnies 58, the Creighton Blue Jays 50. You're listening to Conference Championship Week on Westwood One.
Greg is a real Prevagen user, and this is his story.
Hi, I'm Greg. I'm not an actor. I'm just a regular person. 8 years ago, I just didn't feel like I was on my game. I started taking Prevagen, and I want people to know that Prevagen has worked for me. Give it a try. I want it to help you just like it has helped me.
Prevagen, at stores everywhere without a prescription. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Testimonialist was compensated for their time.
With Marriott Bonvoy, take your game day rituals on the road. No matter how you show your team spirit, find a stay for your style when you explore our entire world of hotel brands and experiences. Marriott Bonvoy has a brand for every kind of fan. Marriott Bonvoy, official hotel partner of the NCAA. Explore more at marriottbonvoy.com/NCAA.
When I wake up
The best mornings
in the morning light,
start with Wrangler.
I put on my jeans and I feel alright.
Jeans, jackets, and shirts that get your day started. Good mornings make for better days. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
So, your small business is outgrowing your garage. You could go online, find a space, and get catfished. Or you could work with an agent who's a realtor, here to guide and help protect you from the surprises you didn't see coming. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. Right by you.
Jason Horowitz back with you here in our Westwood One studios, back to Madison Square Garden, where St. John's is pulled in front by 8 in a moment. But let's get you updated on what else is going on around the country. Coming down to the final 92nd Big 12 championship game, Houston leading Arizona 66-64. Meanwhile, Mountain West is in the books, and there's a team that most thought would not be in the field unless they won it, and they did. Colorado State 69-56 over Boise State. There's a chance the Mountain West has 4 teams in the NCAA tournament when we get it tomorrow. A couple of our automatic bids earlier today. Bryant, the winner of the America East over Maine. Norfolk State, the winner over South Carolina State in the MEAC. Their third trip the last 5 years. Back to Scott Graham, PJ Carlissimo in New York City.
Thanks, Jason. Here we've got 7:28 left to play, and the fans here in New York City have gotten used to a second-half St. John's run. We're in the middle of it right now. They've hit their last 9 shots, and after trailing for most of the game, Red Storm's got a 58-50 lead with that 7:28 left to play in search of a Big East tournament championship to go along with their regular season championship.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, we thought the big guns would have to step up. R.J. Lewis has done just that. He had 2 at the half, and he's got 18 now, so a 16-point second half. Stephen Ashworth had 3. He's got 7 more in the second half, but that's not enough. Ryan Kalkbrenner with 11 points. St. John's defense has taken over. They've forced turnovers, and the points are a lot tougher to come by for Creighton second half.
Blue Jays need to turn the tide as they attack the basket on our left. It's Green at the left elbow. Shovels back behind for Ashworth. Ashworth just 3 for 14 from the floor. Gets it to McAndrew. Cross court 3, and it's good. Jackson McAndrew showing no fear. Stepped right into that 3 and cuts the lead to 5.
3 for 7 from downtown. He missed a huge one about 4 possessions ago from the left corner, but nothing but net that time.
Ejiofor hands off to Lewis, who is getting hot now in the second half. Step back, 3-pointer up, and it's good. 21 points now for Lewis. And right back to an 8-point St. John's lead. Ashworth going to work on Davon Smith. Takes him down to the left corner. 6:35 left to play. Kalkbrenner now hands back. Ashworth another 3, and it's no good. Left it short. Rebound taken off the floor by Richmond. Here he comes again. Great pass ahead for a 2-fisted jam by Ejiofor. The Johnnies are up by 10.
Beautiful pass.
Big time screen for Kalkbrenner that puts Smith on his rear end. He's still on the ground. They're playing 5-on-4, and Neal lays it home, and now they'll stop it as St. John's has possession again. Davon Smith got leveled on a screen by Kalkbrenner, and he still has not gotten completely to his feet.
Got to wonder if it's that shoulder again, because he's really had problems with that. The shoot around yesterday, he didn't do very much. Today he was. He was a full participant in the shoot around today. He's doing an exceptional defensive job on Stephen Ashworth.
He's back up, and he's got the ball in his hands. It's a huge sigh out as he trots it across half court. Johnnies have made their last 11 shots, up by 8. Ejiofor, head of the circle. They're still not playing him. Foul line jumper is good. They won't come out and get him, and Ejiofor made him pay again.
12 in a row.
That's amazing. Here's Ashworth into the forecourt for Kalkbrenner. Kalkbrenner against the double team, and he traveled. The double team came over. It was Scott. Kalkbrenner dragged the back foot as he tried to get it up and under by the backboard. Wow.
Well, we talked about how much more dominant a team St. John's is in the second half of games. You can ratchet it up even more when you talk about the final 8 minutes after that 8-minute media timeout. In the last 8 minutes of the game, their conditioning and their defensive aggressiveness just wears out their opponent.
Richmond tried a backdoor bounce pass that went off the foot of McAndrew, so they'll put 20 back on the timer, and St. John's will get to inbound. But if you're Creighton right now, you got to start looking at that clock. 5:33 to go. You're down by 10.
You got to get a stop. They haven't had a stop in about 10 minutes.
Richmond keys the inbound for Scott. Catch and shoot 3-pointer. That one is good. They cannot miss. 13 in a row and a 13-point lead for St. John's. And now a steal. Lewis slides it ahead for Wilcher. Back to Lewis, lays it home. The coronation is underway here in New York. A 15-point lead for the Johnnies. Back at the other end, Neal throws an alley-oop and Kalkbrenner jams it home, but that is not dimming the enthusiasm in the building for the people wearing red. 5 minutes to go, they're up 13.
Scoring doesn't matter. They need a stop.
Ejiofor finally a miss as he tried a 3 from the top. And here comes Ashworth as Creighton will try to cut down the tree. They get it into Kalkbrenner. Back outside Neal. And an air ball 3 from the left corner for Jemiah Neal. And he's going to hear about it from the crowd. This is how St. John's has played, although not normally 13 shots in a row, but how they played all year. Picking up steam at the end of the game. Rick Pitino calls for a timeout now to talk it over with his team as they lead it by 13 with 4:32 to go. Along with PJ Carlissimo, I'm Scott Graham. You're listening to Conference Championship Week on Westwood One, presented by Progressive Insurance. Insurance for motorcycles, boats, and RVs. For protection on the road and on the water, see how much you can save at 1-800-PROGRESSIVE and Progressive.com. You're Creighton, the roof just caved in.
Well, they warmed down. For most of the game, they were doing a good job on the boards. They're still battling, but now they trail. Total rebounds 33-29. They have not taken good care of the ball. 14 turnovers against St. John's. And those specialty points that St. John's just live off, you see them everywhere now. And I tell you, what's really augmented them is the play off the bench. Subtly, they really got some production off the bench, but bench points, 12-2. Points in the paint, 44-28. Fast break points, 12-3. All the specialty points, as usual, in favor of the Red Storm.
This is now, with the 13 more tonight, 47 turnovers for Creighton in 3 games against St. John's. That's not a winning recipe against a team that thrives on what you're talking about, those specialty points.
No, it's true. But truth be told, Creighton is not a good team taking care of the ball. They're 8th in the Big East out of 11 teams in turnovers. So you have a team who has a tendency to turn it over a little too much against St. John's. That's not a good recipe.
They won by 9 last night, turning it over only 4 times. But that was a departure from what the norm has been for Greg McDermott's team.
I think that was their low the entire year, if I'm not mistaken.
4.5 left to go. St. John's out of the timeout. Here comes Richmond. Driving, shot fake, nothing down low. Still wants to get it into Ejiofor and does. Ejiofor now in the lane, backing in. Jump hook shot is up and good. He crawled it right over the front of the rim. 72-57, 15-point St. John's lead. Driving, Ashworth, running shot of the lane, no good. And he gets his own rebound. Kalkbrenner got the tipped ball and lays it home with the foul. Somehow, Ashworth chased the ball in, kept it alive, poked it in the air, and Kalkbrenner has a chance at a 3-point play when we come back. We've got 4 minutes left to go here at Madison Square Garden, and time is getting awfully short for the Creighton Blue Jays. It is St. John's 72, Creighton 59. You're listening to Conference Championship Week on Westwood One.
Your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. With Indeed sponsored jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for relevant candidates so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Plus, with Indeed sponsored jobs, there are no monthly subscriptions, and you only pay for results. Start at Indeed.com/credit.
Greg is a real Prevagen user, and this is his story.
Hi, I'm Greg. I'm not an actor. I'm just a regular person. 8 years ago, I just didn't feel like I was on my game. I started taking Prevagen, and I want people to know that Prevagen has worked for me. Give it a try. I want it to help you just like it has helped me.
Prevagen, at stores everywhere without a prescription. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Testimonialist was compensated for their time.
Ball above all. Am I right, y'all? Any questions?
Professor, NCAA Division I women's basketball is back. Are we ready?
You prepared to get loud? Rep your squad? Get your players hyped up to go all the way to the ship? Oh, you're ready. March Madness. Attendance is encouraged. Passion is mandatory. Buy your seats today at ncaa.com/WBB tickets.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues? Who are you? Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Do you like your protein crunchy, chewy, salty, or sweet? You've got goals. Quest has cheats, from bars to protein milkshakes to chips and crackers. Quest Nutrition is big on protein, low on sugar, and huge on flavor. It's basically cheating. When you look at the box score of this game, later on or tomorrow, you're going to say St. John's shot the ball well. Well, That's not true. They shot the ball very poorly. Then they got to 52% where they are right now by making 15 of their last 16 from the floor. And they have gone out to a 13-point lead now, 72-59, with just 4 minutes left to go in this Big East title game.
72 is what they're shooting from the field in the second half, and 80. They've only taken 5 threes. They've made 4 of them. They've held Creighton to 31 second half points, and they're doing it, again, specialty. 21-9 points off turnovers, 46-30 points in the paint, 12-3 fast break points, and that quiet one, 12-2 in bench points. They're beating them pretty much every which way you can.
So, a Creighton team that is making a 5th appearance since joining the Big East Conference of the championship game, has never walked away with the hardware, now has a big mountain to climb. Kalkbrenner misses the free throw, the long rebound tapped all the way out. Jeremiah Neal across the half-court stripe.
They reset the clock.
They didn't reset the shot clock, so they held him up. And Rick Pitino got an opportunity with a silent building to yell at his team for not getting that rebound. Not once, but twice.
Well, that's something, I tell you, when a team gets a free throw rebound, that really fries you, particularly when you have a team that's one of the best rebounding teams in the entire country.
Creighton 5 for 13 from the line tonight.
Major factor, Scott. I mean, even an average shooting night, and we have ourselves a really good game.
McAndrew misses a 3 from the top. Tap rebound goes out of bounds over the end line, and it's going back to St. John's with 3:40 left to go. Creighton's going to have to go full court pressure now, down by 13.
Kadari can't move. Inbounding the ball.
He bounces it in for Ejiofor, back to Richmond, and Richmond just slaloms his way through the crowd, driving down into the lane. They get it back outside for Scott at a 3, and it's around and out. That was all the way down and then came back out of the basket. Creighton's got 3:23 to work with. They need to stack baskets and stops right now.
Going to shoot some threes.
Neal trying to think about one. Now gets it to Ashworth for a 3, and that one is around and no good. And a foul call on the rebound as McAndrew ran into R.J. Lewis, who, by the way, sold that in a huge way.
Just going to say, he could go up about 10 blocks in Broadway.
He not only threw his head back, but he spun and just in anguish crumpled to the floor.
Well done.
Yep. St. John's will inbound. Here comes the full court pressure again. Richmond's got it. Reliable hands finds Scott, and now Scott's pass is knocked away, but a kick ball that went off the leg of Jason Green. So right in front of us, St. John's will inbound again at the 3:04 mark.
And our listeners, a new 10-second count for St. John's. Not that they're having any trouble getting the ball past half court, but a fresh 10.
Lewis just in front of our broadcast position. There's a long pass inbounds, and here comes Richmond knifing his way into the forecourt, and he is fouled by Jeremiah Neal as he was dribbling by. Stay with us for the All-State postgame show on Westwood One. We'll check the final numbers, and you'll hear from a member of the winning team. Some people just know you could save money on car insurance by checking All-State first. So what are you waiting for? Check All-State first for a quote today. You're in good hands with All-State. Kadari Richmond goes to the line, a quiet double-double, 12 points, 10 boards, 4 assists in 31 minutes. His first free throw of the night is no good, but Lewis got the rebound. The putback is no good, and he's going to the line as he was fouled by Jason Green.
You got two coaches that are frustrated and really disappointed with their lack of boxing out in a free throw situation. Tell you what, Kadari Richmond, you could make the case, Scott, has been the most consistent player through the 3 games. Obviously, last night, Zuby Ejiofor was incredible. R.J. Lewis scored the most points against Butler, and he's having the most points again tonight. But Richmond has been there in all 3 categories, all 3 games. He's scored, he's rebounded, and he has assists. I think he's done more collectively over the 3 games.
R.J. Lewis now has the same 23 points that he had, but now it's 24 with that first made free throw. The last time these teams played, they get 25 as he hits on the second free throw. 15-point game, under 3 minutes to go. And pressure in the backcourt now as Ashworth throws over the top. Creighton struggling to even get it into the forecourt. The 7-footer picks up the dribble. They just broke the stripe. Now it's Neal. Wraparound pass down low, and Green lays it home. Creighton's got to press, and they got to press quickly. Down 13, 2:40 to go.
Maya Neal with another assist.
Pass into the corner and a double team. There's going to be a foul call as they were reaching in. Creighton says we didn't foul. We were going for the steal. But the foul call is going to be on the freshman, Jackson McAndrew. So, team foul number 9. This will be a 1-and-1 opportunity for R.J. Lewis.
Obviously, all the precincts not yet reported, but I don't know that St. John's needed to win this tournament to become a number 2 seed. I really think even if it had not turned out in their favor, they're a deserving number 2 seed. I don't think there can be any question now this is a number 2 seed in the NCAA tournament.
30-4, winning the regular season and the tournament? Yeah.
How about recently that this will now be 19 out of 20. Since they lost to Creighton back on December 31st, actually last year, they've won 19 out of 20 games.
Lewis hits 2 more, 27 points for the Big East Player of the Year. Creighton hustling up, and McAndrew's shot is blocked by Wilcher. They get it back to the Blue Jays, and here comes Ashworth throwing to the corner. Green shot fake on a 3, then takes it and hits it from right in front of his own bench. And a quick timeout for Creighton with 2:22 left to go. Trying to stick around within 12 points.
Both these teams still going at it, but St. John's has just worn them out. We talked about Creighton, despite the good start, not building a big enough cushion to withstand what you felt was going to happen in the second half from St. John's. And now it's St. John's. They did build a big enough cushion with that incredible run. Was it 13, 14 shots in a row? They just built too big a lead for anybody to come back against such an excellent defensive team.
Alongside PJ Carlissimo, Scott Graham here at our Grainger broadcast position in Madison Square Garden. Gain a winning edge for your business with Grainger. You'll find supplies and solutions for every industry when you call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by.
You know, Scott, it's been this way for a while now, but I still think back. In the early days of the Big East, CBS did the conference, and it would end on a Sunday afternoon. If you were lucky enough to get to the finals, you would watch the selection show here in Madison Square Garden. And you were one of the last conferences to finish. Like tomorrow, I think it'll be the Big Ten conference.
Yep.
And now playing at night. Thank you for the official coming over, Tony Chiazza, explaining to us that 3 was not a 3 by Jason Green from the corner.
It was a 2.
A 2.
Okay, so it's 76-63. Didn't he realize you were in the middle of the story?
Yeah, very unkind to him.
Here comes Welcher, breaking the pressure. Nobody there. Straight down the lane. Lays it home. 78-63. The score is going to show blowout here tonight. Ashworth fouled on a 3-point attempt by Welcher as he got his leg taken out. Welcher says, come on, I didn't hit him.
I think it's a good call. I want to see the replay. Rick Pitino's really upset. We're getting the replay from 2 plays ago when Welcher just shredded the press. St. John's a tough team to press. Too many ball handlers, a lot of ball handlers on this team. The length, the athleticism, and the ball skills that St. John's has across the board. There's almost nobody on the floor that can, at any time, that can't pass or catch the ball.
Ashworth, always a great free throw shooter, now 3 for 3 on the night from the line. But his teammates are 3 for 11.
He's
Second one's good.
Excuse me. He's got number 1 in the Big East Conference. He's higher than that. Was number 5 in the country. Probably, and going up right now.
Yeah, we said last night, had a biggest streak of 41 free throws in a row this year. He makes all 3 of them. So, 12-point game, 2:09 left to go. Creighton's got a timeout left. And they show full court pressure, but they beat the pressure ahead to Richmond. And how about the play by, Kalkbrenner picked the pocket of Kadari Richmond. It's going to stay St. John's way. You thought he was going block. He went down low and poked it free.
Picture one of those LeBron James come from behind blocks, only he didn't go up for the block. He reached in and poked it away. That's a 7-footer running down Kadari Richmond. Very impressive play by Ryan Kalkbrenner.
2:06. St. John's trying to get it in and kill some clock. Scott back to the top. Ejiofor holds, and he's fouled by Kalkbrenner at the 2:03 mark. So Zuby Ejiofor back to the free throw line now with a 12-point lead and an opportunity to shoot a pair.
I've lost track of days, Scott. It was last night that Zuby was making all his free throws, right? Hasn't looked as good tonight from the free throw line.
But he has been a revelation in this tournament. I'm not sure how he does not get most outstanding player, but we'll see.
Yeah, it would be a heck of a debate. R.J. Lewis with the scoring in the Butler game, and tonight, Zuby with the record. Actually, I want to look and see what R.J. Lewis has. 27. He just broke the St. John's record for championship game. Most points ever scored by a St. John's player in a championship game, R.J. Lewis. And Kadari Richmond, who's just filled the stat sheet all 3 games.
Ejiofor hit them both. Back the other way. Ashworth misses another 3. This one an air ball and a quick foul by Creighton. It's not going to matter. This is a 14-point game, and they are now standing with their arms raised here in the lower level of Madison Square Garden.
We may see a white flag right now. That might be the last foul that Greg McDermott's gonna do.
Yep.
Might get his guys out and get them ready for next week. I think they're better than an 8 seed, to be honest with you. I don't know where they will be seated, but I think they're better than an 8 seed.
He's got more than a hockey line change waiting to come in here.
Yep.
After Richmond's first free throw, which is no good.
Blue shirts. You got blue shirts. That's appropriate that you would have a line change here in this building.
Indeed. Not the same color blue, but no, don't let the truth get in the way of a good story. Starters are coming out. Neal, Kalkbrenner, McAndrew, and Ashworth all take a seat. And Green's going to come out of the ball game as well, as Shane Thomas will come in. That is white flag time for Creighton, as St. John's put on an amazing run. They still are 16 of their last 18 from the floor. And Richmond's second is no good, but they got the offensive rebound. It was Lewis who got it, and now they can just dribble some clock away. Party time here in the world's most famous arena.
I'll tell you what, Creighton has nothing to be ashamed of the way they played here in Madison Square Garden, the way they played all year.
All right, that was an odd play. Lewis threw a bounce pass to Ejiofor, who turned and ran toward the basket. Lewis picked it back up again and dribbled, and he got called correctly for a travel.
Literally, James Brady is explaining to R.J. Lewis right now.
Well, those two had a little bit of a moment a little bit earlier.
Yes, they did.
1:35 to go. And let's go Johnnies is the predominant cheer here at Madison Square Garden.
12-0 in the most famous arena in the world this year for St. John's.
King up underneath for Creighton, can't hit the shot. Fighting for his own rebound. It comes down to Richmond. Bounces it for Lewis. Yeah, those 12 wins, the most at Madison Square Garden since they won 13 here back in the 1958-59 season. The sad news for Johnny's fans is this is the last time you're going to see this team on the floor at Madison Square Garden this year.
Well, they may see them in Providence. And is the Prue not a regional site for the second round? They could see him back here in the area.
They could see him in Newark, yes. Lewis hits on a bank shot. If they are in the East, they could make it back and end up in Newark. And I would have the good fortune of being there courtside for that one, PJ, when that time comes.
That'll be special. I don't, not that they're afraid of him, but I don't think it would hurt to avoid Duke till later on in the tournament if they had the option. Duke perceived to be the number 1 team in the East.
Lewis coming out, he gets a curtain call. 29 points, 10 rebounds, and an assist on the night for the Big East Player of the Year.
And just broke the St. John's record for points scored in a championship game in the Big East tournament.
Ejiofor also takes his seat. He sits with 20. 43 seconds left to go. We said tonight might end up being a coronation, and that's exactly what these last 8 to 10 minutes have felt like. Into the ball game, Mason Miller, and Creighton loses the ball. Shot clock turned off. It is time to dribble the clock away, and that will be your ball game.
There will not be a dunk, a crazy dunk to end this game.
There will not be a crazy dunk to end this game. There will just be win number 30 for St. John's. And in a basketball season where we lost the great Lou Carnesecca, it was 2 for Lou. The regular season Big East title and the Big East tournament champion. Once again, the beasts of the East are the Red Storm of St. John's. They beat Creighton tonight, 82-66. They are on the way to the NCAA tournament with some hardware in tow.
A most deserving champion. Truth be told, they dominated the Big East Conference this entire year, St. John's. There were a lot of close games, excuse me, partner, but they always seem to find a way to win.
First time in 25 years that St. John's has won the Big East tournament title, and they have done it in a year that has completely transformed what this program is, and really in a lot of ways how it's perceived, not just in New York City, but now in the East as well. What's next year going to hold? Well, with the transfer portal, who knows? But for right now, you enjoy a 30-win season, which, by the way, if they win 2 more times, can become the winningest season in St. John's history.
Which is an incredibly large achievement for Rick Pitino in his second year at St. John's, and this team. We're going to be joined by an old buddy right now.
Now, as soon as he gets his championship hat and T-shirt on, he gets an opportunity to really appreciate this moment. Another double-double, 12 points, 12 boards, and a Big East regular season champion is now a Big East tournament champion. We're joined by Kadari Richmond. Congratulations on not just tonight, but on a season that has been so special.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
I'll tell you what, you look at what happened here in this game, and in a lot of ways it was what you guys do. You wear the opposition down, and then in that second half, you become hard to beat.
You know, they had a long 3 days just like us, but they went to double overtime their first night. So we just try to keep the pressure on them. We know we're well conditioned, so we're just going to keep coming at you from all different ways.
Kadari, I was kidding you yesterday at shoot around that I liked you a little bit more in blue, but I love what you're doing.